Good evening, good night, good morning, good afternoon, worldwide. We are the Titans. We don't play with them. Hey, brothers, before we start anything else, it's a Holness an encroach upon we name. Now,
Yeah.
a little old man the other day was 94. Daddy not follow him. And the first thing come out of Holness mouth, eh? It like, when name a bother him, because I know why I hold him to account. Hear what him say, yes, sir, brother. And then we kick off the show. Hear what I say right here, so hear this. Hear what Holness approach a man and say to the man, hear this.
In the event that people don't know, Oliver Jones is one of the titans of Jamaican industry.
Do you ever hear Holness use that word yet?
It low way, me not hear it.
You know, hear it, look at man play it back. I saw it low. But this it low. But hear what I'm saying. Oliver Jones is one of the who? Hear this.
In the event that people don't know, Oliver Jones is one of the titans of Jamaican.
Titans.
He's one of the titans. No, sir, he's one of the titans. He's one of the titans of Jamaican industry. So Holness now encourage man we, round here, So him start to sue you and say him a titans too. Brother, Holness and Oliver Jones are one of the titans of the industry in Jamaica. Titans are what him, It a what him. So him start. Nothing laugh. And by the way, Gleaner, this is something in a Gleaner. It does come out to Gleaner as sell them building. Yeah, what me just say, brothers? Gleaner. You know why this happened to the one of them? Them people
Yes.
Holness. And this is all time hard in a Jamaica. Let me tell you, when you hear the one that come by leaching, you hear the rest about Gleaner now have to sell them building. Let me send this to you, Let me just send this to you because, when we have to these things before we even start this Osita, let me send it to the tour on the right away. Because this a Gleaner. And you see it does come out the 13th. So I don't know when was the 13th. See that? My paper, let me send it to you right away because Gleaner now. Can you imagine a big thing like this where they are from 18 on how long? And for them to sell the building, them are cut down pump, make it more cost effective and run properly. No.
That's serious.
The one building right now, uno gone. You see what them say this up, brothers?
Yeah.
You can see it?
You look upon it,
See it, people? Them enter an agreement for sale of North Street building. That big nice building there, but them have up there.
Mm-hmm.
The 13th of May. I broke down, people.
Oh, yeah.
North Street, And that's the biggest publication down there, the Gleaner for selling, I just scale down, big mama them. I mean, hear somebody else say, Draws Davis, they want to put up over GIS, you can mash it up. Because I remember big mama them done too,
Mm-hmm.
Andrew Holness, and all my run the economy, I done them and them don't know that,
And the economy, I mash them up, man.
The economy,
But they are defending mashing them up.
Yes.
Right? And I'm glad you are mentioning these things, Lonesome, but it goes to show you understand that the 10 years of Andrew Holness administration brought about all of these things that you see happening where a lot of businesses closing down. I heard some form of report right earlier as it relates between certain time, right? Partially 50% of Jamaicans, right, are desirous of migrating. That very serious, Lonesome. It goes to tell you that the economy is on a turmoil, right? And I mean, caused merely Lonesome by corruption, right? When you have, we are telling them this in a way that when you have $3 trillion unaccounted for, it's more devastating than a Beryl. It's more devastating than a Melissa, right? I mean, Gale Force wind carry more damage than any hurricane. And this is no joke. You understand this? And this is something that I would like, to be honest, you understand, where people critical thinkers, let me just generalize, right? My thought process now. That critical thinkers must look and say, well, all right, when you have over $3 trillion cannot be accounted for in any economy, right? Any economy around the world, it is serious for that economy, right? Very serious for that economy. And Jamaica is experiencing that. But, as I said before, I met Melting Pot come in, right? Melting Pot and myself, we were engaged in a conversation, and Melting Pot said, Mystic, said, we don't look on it. Watch this. You have, all the prime ministers in the Caribbean, right? And all the economies that, prevail in the Caribbean that are doing good. Those leaders, those prime ministers are not getting the salary like what Andrew Holness is getting. So then the question that I'm asking, if those economy like, Barbados, Cayman, Trinidad and Tobago, you name it, Curacao, you name it, right? Their economy is far way advanced more than Jamaica. And they have not seek in terms of taking a 200, 300% raise. They have not. Now, Jamaica has a low performing economy. Not able to grow the economy, you understand, at the rate of 2%. I mean, the entire Andrew Holness administration has failed to grow the economy by 2%, in spite of all the programs that he had instituted. Right? The 5 in 4 failed. The job creation and economic growth failed. And as we have it read that he's rebranding now into Nara, right? I mean, the level of failure. Again, when one look on not only that Andrew Holness fail on all levels of economy, but Andrew Holness, as it relates to laws, particularly the constitutional laws, everything that he has done failed.
Yes.
All the cases that Andrew Holness bring that cause to go into the constitutional court, Andrew Holness has lost them. So this man is telling Jamaica that he's a callous failure. Callous failure. His 100 days promise is a callous failure. So can someone tell us what did Andrew Holness succeed in? Well, I can tell you. The only thing that Andrew Holness succeeded in is corruption. Succeeded in corruption, but failed in the economy. And that is very bad. And that is why we are here, to hold government accountable, right? And I yield back.
Yeah, man. Greetings and blessings to all the people in the chat tonight and worldwide, Yeah, man. Enough love and blessing. But the situation in Jamaica is so grim. As my brother rightfully said, Andrew Holness has failed in every department. Andrew Holness has failed the common people in Jamaica, and now has been failing in other sectors, such like the private sector organization of Jamaica, the PSOJ. They are coming under increasing pressure, I mean, here Azan come out, here the one from separate group of company. Here several big men feel the pinch. And now we look for one of the oldest publication entity in Jamaica, the Gleaner, is now in sale agreement. So it just show you, so nothing now go on for the country. The economy flat. Yeah, it's Uncle Andrew Holness I make money in Jamaica, you know. Because Andrew Holness know how to make money by stealing money. But everybody else come under increasing pressure. Yeah, as I talk about 30 years, he never experienced not like what him say under Andrew. Administration. Yeah, Panduit from separate group of company come out and, you know, him say the same thing. Yeah, so we are looking on it now at a situation where, you know, the country need a different direction of leadership. This administration has taken Jamaica as far as them can, and there's no more fuel left in them tank to take the country further along the journey, because this journey I know is a journey of recovery, you know. Yeah, and we're talking about recovery of great proportion. Yeah, because for a long time, you know, the country has been destabilized in various aspects. Yeah, criminality, education, yeah, justice system, yeah, medical fraternity, yeah, social, you know, service for the elders them. Everything just popped down in a Jamaica. Yeah, so you know, say it need a new direction now. Yeah, it need new guidance, new leadership, yeah, new minds, you know. Some like some young people I see come from over the People's National Party, like a Nekeisha Mashup, yeah, like a Dr. Alfred Das, yeah, like a Dr. Nathan Campbell, yeah, the leader himself, Sir Marky G, yeah, very straightforward and accurate and precise in how him, you know, project to the Jamaican people. Yeah, if not a man like Andrew Holness who come out and make promises and commitment and can't full nothing in that regard. When Marky G speak, you know, a clarity you get, you know, 100%, you know. Yeah, he's a man like the great leader, Joshua Michael Mandley. He's a man that tell us the thing, Rosie, you know. He's more inclined to tell us it's a struggle, it's a task to pull this thing up the hill, because right now Jamaica need a crane to lift it out of the precipice where Andrew drop it in, you know. It's a precipice. The Labour administration dropped the country, you know. It dropped, sink way below 80, you know. The worst performing economy in a CARICOM, yet still have the highest salary for the leader and the cabinet members. You understand? What can go so? So we know how to talk, yeah, in a reality terms, yeah. For the work we are get from this administration, Jamaican taxpayers is paying over the top, paying over the odds, way over the odds. Because this administration is the worst administration, you know. Yeah, full of lies, trick and con. Yeah, non-performance administration, this. Yeah, chopper government, chapalistic, you know. Yeah, very dangerous to the society. So we have to call for Jamaican people now, yeah, because there's too much happening in regards to how the country are run. Yet still, at the end of the day, the Jamaican people, the common people, the native of the island, is now left way behind. People who have been migrated into Jamaica, yeah, and our people are now being looked down upon. Not anymore upon, you know, down. I think we get rid of that from the 18th century. Under this administration that come back, you know. Yeah? Because when you have people at work and you steal from them, you know, them life cannot improve. The GDP will remain low and Holness. So I don't want to hear you come talk about the GDP and try to make a comparison with Singapore. Singapore administration cares about the people of Singapore. Under your tenure, you have destroyed the Jamaican people life to an extent where they are now gasping for breath. They're running out of oxygen. You have desecrated the people life to an extent where the people are now crying for help. And the only alternative them have, you know, is like the Titans. Yeah? It's like other platform out there who are doing the work. Yeah? I don't want to single out anyone because they are all making their contribution to a world cause. So big up to all the platform out there. We are send the message, yeah. We are defend the rights of the country, the patriotism that Jamaica should be exhibiting amongst the people. You understand? Rather than the division with this guy cast with him corruption, spending the taxpayers' money without any discretion, using all various type of means and mechanism to remain in power, wasting money and technology to watch over everybody and to meddle in their affair. He's now a spy, an espionage, and he must be dealt with. He must be dealt with. When you have a leader who contrive, yeah, to spend time and to, get into people business, people affair, the common people where he preside over, yeah, using mechanism to track, to listen, to view, to do all type of things and it's related to your privacy and your phone. Him tap into that. You have to ask yourself then, Bolan, is a leader we have or we have a dictator? Because in this guy, fundamental scheme, that thing, him not lead, a dictate, him a dictate to the people in the country. Using the method where him go extract from them at Israel and come and lie to the Jamaican people, talking about the Pegasus spyware is to deal with crime and terrorism. Well, I can tell him that spyware is not dealing with crime in the way that Jamaican would want to see crime dealt with. If anything, crime has escalated since the Pegasus spyware is in operation. And secondly, as it relates to terrorism, there is no terrorist in Jamaica apart from the Jamaica Labour Party administration, led by Dr. Crab. Known gang activists of him own gang. Title of the gang is Stone Crusher. Him in a WikiLeaks criminal activity. Internationally renowned criminal, money launderer, drugs trafficker. So, those are the terrorists. Yeah. The JCL, Andrew Force has now becomes a terrorist activist group in a Jamaica, going around shooting the youths them willy-nilly, having a high statistical homicide rate, the highest anywhere in the world for any constabulary force.
True.
And that is undisputed. So, who are the terrorists? Let us look into the whole aspect. I've seen where people have civil society oriented capacity, Man dead in them house. Them say them back broad like sharp shutter. You zeal out of that again.
Nothing.
You look 9-year-old him throat cut. People have high society,
Mm-hmm.
You're not out of that,
Mm.
And we can go on and prove the reality of what we are saying. Yeah? What about Barbara Gill? Remember them run out and say them not gonna leave. No stone unturned, Remember, I know you're zeal about Barbara Gill. You understand? So, we have seen too much atrocity being, dished out by this administration by the common people in the country. Yeah? Where, the youth them just lose them life like, and nobody business anymore. Yeah, and some people just benefit at the end of the day from the death of the youth them. Yeah. And then you hear them come out with them discombobulated mind. I talk about birth rate and growth and population war numbers. Oh yeah, if you kill out the stud them, oh you're going to get numbers. Eh? You are getting rid of the youths them, yeah, at all costs. And we are talking about youth. I'm sure you said the government has no sense, You know much money the parents them invest in them picnic. Well, if you come back now, come and benefit to Jamaica. But because you have this intention say, in a Jamaica, the black ghetto youth, them are criminal. You just kill them, you don't even know them potential where them have, you know. Where you are killing them. You don't even know. When you kill a youth at 17, him just come out in teens, you know. You don't know where you are going to be, you know. Yeah, but you get rid of him. You get rid of him. Because you just feel like, so well then, this thing where you're involved in, yeah, where you have to shed the nation blood as part of your sacrificial endorsement, you have to continue it. It has to stop. Too much bloodshed in the country at the hands of the state. What happened to arresting powers? It gone off the book. It's just judge, jury, and executioner. We are looking out there. I have a big old nasty, dirty, lazy justice system sit down there and collect taxpayers' money with some garbage DPP. We align themselves to the corrupted leader. Some judge, we align themselves to get them pay off package in a corruption deal called salary. Where you move them from 4 million to 12 million for nothing. Where we have over 3,000 cases sit down in front of them. Pile up. Backlog like garbage. Cut and dry case. Where we have on video and can't get them solved. You know, so the nation, you know, my Jamaican people at time for we make the move right, you know. The move is right here, right now, for the struggle and the uprisement of black people in Jamaica. And I yield back the floor to you, my brother.
All right. So as we said before, the world is gone. But Mr. Gone, it gone. Mr. Big Mama come out. I'm going to play something with the accent too. But I'm going to play Nekeisha first. I'm going to, you know, when she come out and say her truth, you know, I'll bug life and get up, you know, and I talk about pint of order. Now, you remember them, they jump up and I talk about pint of order with Marky G, get up. And I say, you waste time and you abuse. Now, let me tell you something, number 14. There is no way. That's why them have, you see, you go overboard now. You're going overboard completely 14, size 14. Because there is no way. You have to rule if it's a pint of order or not. When somebody rise on them feet to make a pint of order, you can read them mind and tell me what they're going to say. You understand what I say, mistake?
Yeah.
So there is no way. You can't say people abuse something in this. So that never works. So you rule if it's a pint of order or not. When both lives get up and read, it wasn't a pint of order. Him out of order. Because she talk about, I'm going to play this, but when she talk about who get the money, we should know, say, she never can know radio station name. Him get up and talk about sheep for name in a house and them thing. Him very out of order. Them know themselves. Remember play this. By the way, there is no way. You can't tell somebody when they get up on them feet and say pint of order. You can't read them mind away in them brain. Or what them I say. That's why you have the referee. Yeah? The chair. That's why you have the speaker for listening if that's a pint of order or not. But you can't determine somebody must get up and talk or stop nobody. That is not your thing to decide. You decide if it's a pint of order or not when you hear them talk. No, sir, go.
That's
Let me play this.
Architecture of public communication is changing rapidly across the world. Traditional media institutions are under severe economic pressure. Advertising revenues are shrinking. Digital disruption is accelerating. Audience habits are changing. Newsrooms are shrinking. Media houses are restructuring. And increasingly, government itself has become one of the largest advertising clients, sustaining portions of the traditional media ecosystem.
Elijah tell, no.
Every other advertisement on radio and TV is sponsored by a government agency, ministry, department.
But we some money should have fixed school and road and hospital, you know, brother. Government don't need to advertise. And that's something you sell. But you the guy love the PR, that's why I do it. I pay them, you know, to keep silent. That's why them sing faster, you know, brother.
Yeah.
Because instead of them promote and hold the nasty government accountable, them take the advertisement money and them not say nothing about the government and them destroy them. Make us say something again. That's a simple maths. If me and Pat and Byron, we are the biggest businessman in Jamaica, And we fight against who are going to come buy our things and try to stifle them. Them not get no good job. Them not have no pay. And we follow the little idiot government. You know what happened to we? Remember, you know, a man was keeping a piece of sponge. And him have to hustle every day. He not have nowhere dropping. You know? He know the worst of worst and him comfortable. But me and Byron and Pat are going to drop. We have the biggest thing that we run much company. When we drop hard. Like one of them, you know, like one of them big jumbo jets were full and you drop from out of the sky like 40,000 feet. That's how we're going to drop a mashup. It a leak home, brother. Who can take the pressure them have heart attack and they are mad it out. And that happened to the PSOJ now, you know. That's why they import so much coke to make the balance. And they import the coke, you know. To sell, you know, to make up back the money where they are losing, you know. They import too much coke now. And then Tufton come make a speech about for deal with them case. Continue.
And strangely, government itself now appears to be attracting many of the very workers traditionally media houses are struggling to retain. We're told that one is being moved to JIS shortly. So the media, the government is okay with the media shrinking because they don't need that third estate to hold them to account. At the same time, concerns continue to emerge surrounding media sustainability, concerns around government advertising concentration. Some stations get more than others of the government's advertising spend. Some stations get hefty tax write-offs and others are struggling. And
well, it's the Nekeisha. You make a fool it there, so. You don't know, so Big Mama, remember, so the Titan boss Big Mama, you know. And Big Mama threatened lawsuit, you know. Big Mama, after the Titan fling out 50 million and 60 million. Big Mama, bada, we are not going, hey, I go to put Big Mama in a place. When I say the Titan John, you don't play. When we fling out the $1 billion for Big Mama and Timberline leave, and the amount I write off around 10. 10, you know, my Titan brothers. 10. Him alone owe how much money and now him not paid. Him not supposed to have an advertisement. It's against the law, brother. That nastiness, Big Mama. Him help destroy Jamaica, you know. And you notice? Mama want to notice something, people. It's when Andrew come, tune the PR, Byron and Pat. When the man come and say, we put Jamaica first, I put Jamaica, him put Jamaica last. Them self-centered. Them work have a party and themselves. When Big Mama came out and said, you know, Andrew them sit down on a mountain and cash, him attack Andrew and his wife and him call about them. But not the government. The government with a recession, brother. No recession will come out of. Last March, them said technical recession. It's a recession. And we still in a recession. So it wasn't the government have no money. We know them not have no money, them broke. But him said them sit down on a mountain and cash. I must say Andrew him that brother. Can I never the government go? Eh?
Andrew matter. Andrew did slung on a mountain and cash, you know. Them time about not the country. The country did in a depression, you know. The country did work on recession. The country went into depression. Yeah. And we know the circumstance of that. You understand? If it wasn't for the diaspora, the oxygen lock off down at Jamaica. Because remember, the tourism sector not really give them nothing, you know. No matter how you hear them gloat about tourism, them not get nothing from that, you know. And the diaspora money are all up Jamaica. Because there is no other sector that is performing to enhance any form of growth or stability in Jamaica. You understand? We look at the trade deficit between Jamaica and United States. That can't be trade. That is betrayed. Yeah, that is not trade. That is betrayed. Yeah, train the people in Jamaica with the wide gap. Yeah, between export and importation. What we export to United States is a spit in the bucket to what we import. So that is no trade balance. You understand? That is a big wide trade deficit. And that have to fix. Yeah, but are these people in charge willing to fix that problem? When you have corruption at the end of it. where you have a guy like James Robertson stifling the farmers them in Jamaica because him have importation license for green produce, where him not pay no tax fund because Nigel Clark take out the tax levy and fight and give it. You know, say a corruption scheme the guy them a run. Corruption scheme. So this government will not fix the problem in Jamaica. This government will only ensure that the problem remain. Because what him have is a nation of people who are, I don't know if they are scared or they are just, you know, plain don't care about what happened to their life. Yeah. But him have a very, very weak society I deal with. Yeah. A society who don't know them rights. Yeah. I tell them so them need to get to the two telecom provider, Digicel and Flow, and make them know so them privacy is being breached by the Crime Minister Andrew Holness. Yeah. And I need to hear them or see them are mobilized in that regard. Because too much has happened to the Jamaican society, you know, and them just take it, you know, with wide open arms. Them don't know when to reject and when to accept. Yeah, you have a guy who can be certified from 1998, but him, I lead the country as the chief civil servant, hold along the highest office in the country, but him can't certify them and certify them. He's an uncertified leader. And it's happening too long, so I'm asking the justice system in Jamaica, yeah? How does it look in your regard? The justice system I'm talking to, where you have a guy who cannot be certified but is leading a country, and it's happening for far too long, and that problem must be addressed. Royal greed must be addressed, yeah? Patrick Bailey case must be addressed because you can't have a man where it come like him not have a charge to answer to when a man get a gunshot and 21 stab in him house. When we know the legal terms of that property, who it really belongs to. Yeah? We know the intricacy of why Junior dead in a Patrick Bailey house. Yeah? It is no rocket science. You understand? It was an injudicious act that was carried out because people want to steal from other people. Because people give them certain privilege and them get paid to do the work, you know. But then what them do the craft, because them a scammer. Always sit around Andrew Holness, all of them are criminal and scammer. Them know for thief from the people, the common people. Them not like to see ghetto youth rise up. I mean, I can't understand why my ghetto youth them are itch and Andrew Nancy thinking dirty coattail. We're full of peer shit, because Andrew a criminal, you know. And the entire world know that say Andrew a criminal, 5-star criminal. No other administration has ever been found in breach of 3 trillion and counting. No other administration has ever had an institution that was valued for a refurbishment at the cost of $2 billion, but is now nearing $30 billion and still incomplete. No other administration ever have an institution like the University of the West Indies that has now been, you know, cast into doubt because of corruption, where hundreds of $1 million has gone missing. And when you look, you can point your finger at who is to be blamed. A crime minister of health by the name of Dr. Christopher Tufton. His peer criminality carried out throughout the Ministry of Health. Boast about lifting it from 64 million to 147, from 64 billion to 147 million. For what? We're not seeing the value for that. What we are seeing is this guy going around splashing cash, buying Benz Punani for 85 million, doing all type of bangarang, creating own administrative staff up at UHII when there was adequate people serving in that capacity. People of brilliant competence and assurance, and then put him criminal friend him in there and look what happened to the institution. Him run down the UHII because of our corruption and theft. And who is the man in charge of all of that in Jamaica. Andrew Holness. Andrew Holness alongside Juliet Holness, and them are the pioneer architect. My Jamaican people, if you don't notice when scamming come at Jamaica, and I wish administration scamming get bust in Jamaica. Labour administration, you know. Cause enough of them boy there did have the number and I give the youth them. I feed them thing and the youth them thing. The youth them are uncle Joker and I pack. Joker. Just like how we know say Big Mama Joker up at NNN and Andrew control this, you know. And Flavor Williams, you know, and the Jamaica clan glamour them, you know. I feed them radio station, that's why $12.02 billion move from around Andrew. And cannot be traced. That end up in a Big Mama entity, but a Andrew thing. We know all of that, Andrew. You can't get from we, you know. We are the Titans, you know. Remember, you know, we can't see through everything, you know. Yeah. You're going to have some people as masquerade Joker, you know. And you are the guy under the Joker. Big Mama, him just did that chat pay shit out time out as usual. Yeah, and I try him best to get a supper out of Andrew. And he did get a lot of supper out of Andrew. Andrew fund that. That's why the $12.02 billion cannot be found from around him desk. So right now, Jamaica people now, we just look on this crime minister, the guy we need to go right away. We can't have him in the space. What we do is slow down the transformation of the country. Yeah. Him bringing it right to a halt now when one friend them a ball, the PSOJ, them a ball. Andrew have a guy up a PIO, Planning Institute of Jamaica, and a guy named Wayne Henry, you know. All him be charged for perjury, you know. Come out, come tell lie on the economy, you know, and give some false statistic number, you know. Just to reassure Andrew Holness, like Andrew Holness to do something good. While we all know, sir, Andrew mash up the country on a day-to-day basis, yeah. Turn the country into a narco state, renowned transshipment of cocaine in the region. You hear Andrew come out and say nothing about it? No. Andrew make that come in like a pillar under him head, you know. Him just sleep on that, you know, and snore on that, you know. Him no want to talk not about cocaine, and do not talk about the youth that were dead in the country, you know. We have our social media activists were dead, but you know, you hear nothing about him, you know. Pangy, you know. I know him not make news, you know. I know him, so we want to know if Pangy not on the statistic.
Them kill him.
That's what you save them, you know.
Them kill him.
Yeah, but him not make news. Oh, Big Mama not carry it.
Them kill him. You know when them kill him, I tell you, them kill him.
No way. Me know about this, just exposed to the people how the country is under the grip of a dictator and how much state killing are carried out by the administration. Them can't highlight Pangy. No, because Pangy about them. And Pangy think they don't for everybody see and hear. Him about them and I tell you the reason why I'm have about them. So what them do? Them just get rid of him. Get rid of him, you know. Them prison Pangy are wrongfully, you know. That's why we know Paula Llewellyn should get charged. The miscontempt of our office. Yeah, I send my people where the statement does not coincide with the person in front of her, you know. The police them say the man never robbed them. And the man not no gun. Though you charge the man for robbery with aggravation and illegal possession of firearm. Nah, sick. Strike 5. Garbage strike 5. Yeah. You see them people in Jamaica. Them are going to make an uprising go on in Jamaica with them are going to run away, you know. Some of them are going to take along a Victoria Pier, you know, for road, you know, and chuck off, you know. Because them can't face the uprising of the people, you know. When black people get up and say, time to do what need to be done. Remember, you know, in the 18th century, the slave them defeat the colonial Bakramasa. Yeah. I don't think Jamaica want to experience another circumstance of that proportion. And I yield back the floor to you, my brother.
Baron.
Yes. You know, lovely melting pot, right? I mean, everything that you pitch is powerful and most of all, right, truthful. Now, let me just say to, you know, all the listening ears as it relates to this kleptocratic government. You can't ask a society to accept alternate reality. What am I talking about? Where you have an administration try to normalize corruption and saying to us, putting poison in the air, that right is wrong and wrong is right. That's a fundamental wrong. That's a fundamental wrong. You can't have a government who sets out, trick the people as it relates to his political representation. The first time that Andrew Holness decided that he's going to venture into politics. And I want to say something to Andrew Holness. Andrew, Jamaicans did not come at your doorstep and tell you to represent them. They did not. I want you to know this, and I want to speak to you so you can understand what is happening here. Let me repeat. Jamaicans did not come to your doorstep, right, and ask you to represent them. It is you who claim that you have the vision. It is you who claim that, okay, you had gone to school, gone to university, right, and you want to involve yourself in the political process. It is you who develop a personal mandate aligned with your party mandate that you are going to run and represent the people of Jamaica. That's the trick that you have tricked the Jamaican people. Wanting to get into power and wanting to wield power. What people don't understand, make me just draw back the curtain, as what Melting Pot says, that from the 1998, really and truly, Andrew Holness has been stealing. And Jamaica, this is no joke. No joke. Let us roll back the curtain a bit to show people the journey of Andrew Holness. And of course, we know that Dirty Morgan, Corrupted Morgan, I know that he's listening now. And we are speaking, Titans are speaking specifically to you, sir. So we want you to stay in class and learn some lessons. But you can't come in and we alone some chat room, you know. And you can't step in a Mystic Sensation chat room. You're stepping out today, you know. I will never see you, you know, because you came through the back door.
Him get mashed up bad.
Yes.
Him stepping out?
Yeah, man, him walk through the back door. Hold on, I want to tell you something. Say, I'm a chat group. Tell let me know, send me in there, you know.
Yeah. If a man
Nah, man. Him get the whole of the melting pot, man. Him get lava, man.
But the chat group different, man. The chat group, them lock him down and kick him out. Me thank them for that. Big up on yourself. My lieutenants. My lieutenants, them lock him down and kick him out, man.
Oh, you're frightened, my man.
Yeah, man. No, man. Look, I make sure, you understand, as it relates to Titan and Mystic, from once, when you see that big old sour pig in the chat, when you just kick him out, right? Don't wait on any form of authorization from us. Just kick that out. You understand? Because remember, in the lieutenants, when you have a blue jacket, when you powerful, you understand? When you can go so boop and dash him away. Just anything what I can do, you can do. Now, all right. So let us get back to the track now and we show people, right, the tracking of Andrew Holness in terms of our investigation. So, you big sly fox. Go want you to listen. Now let me ask you now, Morgan, not talk to you now. As I say, you can't come in our chat. Now watch this. Your bro God, right, went to university as it relates to St. Catherine High School. Because remember, you know, right, I'm not going to, you know, I'm not even going to go there. So let me just leave it. He went to St. Catherine, right, High School, and move on to university. Follow me now, people. When this man graduated, we are now going to identify that Andrew Holness came from the bosom of the poor. Very poor. Bosom of the poor. Andrew Holness, right, move on to university, right, went through his faculty and could not paid for his completion. Could not. Look at that, Jamaica. That identified that Andrew Holness came from the bosom of the poor. So now we establish that. So he left university, right? And went into charity, working with Edward Siaga for 2 years. Remember, we have the history now, that Titans, listen. And so then the 2 years would take him now 1995, 96, 97. Let us look now. Those 2 years that bring about Andrew association with none other than Edward Siaga. People need to remember that that was the art of the financial crisis. If you check, the period 1995 to 1997 was the art of the financial crisis. This is where you have Jamaica Labour Party thieving machinery on the loose as it relates to Dan Crawford. For many people who don't know Dan Crawford, he was the president for the bank, right, that he operates, Century National Bank. What happened was Dan Crawford, who supports the Jamaica Labour Party, had enriched himself by taking investors' money, converting it to personal use, and also Melting Pot said that Edward Siaga did not get a loan. I know it might sound funny, you know, although we know it's a loan, but we are Melting Pot kind it. You have to understand where Melting Pot is coming from. Because, and one of the reasons why Melting Pot said that, to take up $31 million US and give to someone without any security, I would have to understand where Melting Pot is coming from. That has to be, right, Dan Crawford just take up investors' money and just give it to Edward Siaga and say, go on. Because that money has not been paid back even now as we speak, and Edward Siaga dead and gone. So then one has to understand where Melting Pot is coming from when Melting Pot is saying that he did not get a loan. Dan Crawford handed him the money. And trust me, I want to endorse that. Right? 31 million US dollars. Why am I going there? I am going there as it relates to an interview now. Let us bring forward to Andrew Holness. Because while he was now on his campaign trail, right, want to be the helm of the politics, right? Remember, Peter Phillips at the time, zoom in on him, and his big house became a part of Peter Phillips' campaign slogan, because Peter Phillips could not understand how Andrew Holness out of the blues. Remember, you know, Peter Phillips is a serial politician more than Andrew Holness. Have years of experience in the political process more than Andrew Holness. Then, of course, it has to be shocking that Andrew Holness' development, right, being so early at the commence, seems to now exceed everyone else in the entire political process. From Edward Seager go right down, Andrew Holness seems like now he's on a wealth train, accumulating or amassing wealth more than all previous politicians. Now, so let us ask now, draw back the curtain. Andrew Holness said that Peter Phillips, bad man, that Peter Phillips corrupted, and that Peter Phillips grudged a poor man because the poor man built a decent house. Now, Peter Phillips was talking about checks and balance and transparency as it relates to you getting your house and not abuse taxpayers. So then he went on the same NNN and spoke with who? Abka Fitz-Henley. You know that Abka Fitz-Henley now, you understand, gone in the clan of the Jamaica Labour Party. And told Abka Fitz-Henley that he came into the politics with $47 million. Them people, them could go in it now. We're not investigator. Then come on now, we could look at it. So then if you came into the politics with $47 million, hold on then. When did you come into the politics? You come into the politics 1997. People, Google it. And you see that Andrew Holness became a politician in 1997. So then if you became a politician 1997, when did you leave university? Of course you left university in 1994. What happened in 1994? You couldn't pay your faculty bill. You couldn't pay it. But where's that? So then after I left university, what did you do? Well, I work with charity as it relates to Edward Seager's charity. So then, what are you saying to us? That you work charity for 2 years, and within the 2 years, you amassed $47 million? Because remember, you said you came in to the politics with $47 million. So when we break that down, more you talk to us in a Morgan. What do you get, Mr. Morgan, when you break that down? What do you get, Morgan, as it relates to bro God, your God, and the man where you are trying to protect and preserve, and telling Jamaica not to listen to us because we are liars? So, Morgan, can you explain where do you think that Andrew Holness got $47 million from? Now, it did not stop at that. So we are talking about the trail of Andrew Holness. And while we are on the trail, let us ride the trail. And ride the trail safely with the truth. So now let us trust forward. Now, in 2006, what was the investigating period of the Integrity Commission investigators? Let us ask. At the time, it was not the Integrity Commission investigators. You know. People need to remember. It was the Contractor General. Remember, right? It was the contractor general, right? The office of the contractor general that led by what's the gentleman name who resigned now?
Christie.
That led by Greg Christie.
Yes.
It was the office of the contractor general who had investigated Andrew Holness between which period? 2006 to 2009. That is the investigation window. Remember, the Integrity Commission investigation or the Integrity Commission Act did not come into being until 2017, people. So the Integrity Commission, right, a different entity, totally. They did not investigate Andrew Holness as it relates to the corruption between 2006 to 2009. It was the contractor general that realized that something fundamentally wrong. And where, between that period, being the Minister of Education, what Andrew Holness was doing. Andrew Holness was influencing contract through the Ministry of Education to his friend Gavin, that Andrew Holness and Gavin had a relationship over 20 years. You listen to me, people. Andrew Holness did not reveal this, that he knows Gavin. And while Andrew Holness influenced contract to go to Gavin, Gavin involved in three of Andrew Holness' company, serving as co-director. So what that mean? Andrew Holness is influencing contract, you understand, towards himself. Because him and Gavin are co-directors, including Mrs. Holness, for 3 companies. So when you look at that, you see that the onset of Andrew Holness, where am I going here? Is to tell Jamaica that Andrew Holness getting into politics wasn't about political representation. Listen to me, Jamaica, and look into my eyes. Andrew Holness entered into politics. It's about corruption, thievery, get rich quick, scamming, being at the end to rob, pilfer from the Jamaican taxpayers. And that is the reason why you had seen that from early out, from the commencing of Andrew Holness into the politics. The red flags were there, and they had rise at high pinnacle for people to see. It's just that people were not paying attention. But when you draw back the curtain and you realize, let us look on Andrew Holness straight. From then until now, as it relates to the previous investigation by the contractor general, remember now that Mark Golin had done a tremendous help to Jamaica anti-corruption system, that the corruption index applaud Mark Golin, because Jamaica, as it relates to the corruption index, particularly under Bruce Golin, hit the lowest in the history of Jamaica. They don't want to tell you that. The Jamaica Labour Party don't want to tell you that. That during 2007 to 2009, under Bruce Golin administration, the corruption index in 2009 hit the lowest it has ever been, 30, fall to 30. on the corruption index. The lowest it has ever been. Mark Golding revive it. Mark Golding along with Portia Simpson and Peter Phillips revive it. By doing what? Join 3 anti-corruption entities together. In 2016, craft the bill. But what people are not understanding, because we hear some labor right, let me bust them bubbles now tonight. Some labor rights are saying, but it is Andrew Holness who helped shuttle the bill into law. Now let me tell Jamaica people, and I want Jamaica people to do the research right now. Andrew Holness did not have a choice. Andrew Holness did not have a simple majority either. Andrew Holness did not have 2/3. What was, as it relates to the electoral map, in 2016, if you check it, Jamaica, the PNP had 31 seats and GLP had 32 seats. Simple means that any bargain of policies is going to be extremely robust. So then PNP agreed that, okay, all right, Mark Golding, you understand, shaped as it relates to the Integrity Commission bill, let us call it bill, in 2016. So then, at the bargaining table, as it relates to, right, Parliament, and as it relates to the lower house and the upper house, right, each side have to give something for something because it was tight. So then it was not Andrew Holness, right? Andrew Holness did not have a choice. He did not have a choice. And people need to go back and look on the electoral map that he did not have a choice. If Andrew Holness did have a choice, we wouldn't see the Integrity Commission Act that is now giving Andrew Holness problem. He did not want it. Andrew Holness is somebody who doesn't want checks and balance and transparency. He is a criminal. He's someone who disguises in our political process. I mean, know you listen to this, Morgan, and this I got burn you. I mean, know say Andrew saying you come today. You know? Well, let me give you a message for give Andrew. Andrew used the political process as a disguise to criminalize our political process. He is a thief, a simple thief. So when you talk about sue and cyber law, may I give you this one here? Forgive. Clip this one here. Clip the clip here. I send it to him. Send it sensation. I said, him disguise himself as wolf in sheep clothing to be that he's going to represent, to execute his criminality and poison the political atmosphere. We don't fear him. Him can't intimidate me. You and him can't intimidate me. And that's exactly what he did. So when we look at the damage and the catastrophe that Andrew Holness had done to Jamaica, vicious, wicked, cruel, vampire, all of the adjectives that describe evil, 100% pure evil. That is Andrew Holness. And we are not mincing our words. We are saying that you are a thief, sir. You are a criminal. You are a scammer. And I yield back.
Yes, man. All right. So, as me say, you have time, I look for Wartag, you know. Wartag a punk, you know. So, you remember him come on and come say, right, and Wartag, you must come on here, so him to come here. We no ramp with nothing like that. So, I could just tell him, Byron, your people, them deal with him today. Him running thing.
Kick him out, man.
Him nasty, you know. So, him know we know your name, and we not play people, you know. You understand? And remember, nobody can put nothing over our mouth and tell us silent. This The man in the wilderness. And my two brothers them run here, so we are the Titans. Don't play with it. Don't play with me around here, so we don't do tabloid. You see, who no old Andrew one is accountable right now. Can you imagine clean off yourself, brother? And am I ready now, people? Let me just show you again. Because maybe we not see it yet. Google it and look on it. Evelyn Kelly, Abraham, big up yourself. Evelyn Kelly, big up yourself, you know, sis. Yes, big up yourself. Same. Let me show you a little quick thing, people. Before me just knock on and show it. See that? This is the paper, the 13th. You saw it, Mark Byron? RJR Gleaner enters agreement for sale North Street building.
Why? You know the economy is so vibrant. And all of them places here.
LPS are going to agreement for selling unlimited.
Yes.
For the building. And I tell you, say, well, them are going to do this because them not do it because that. Them not have no sale. And all we are telling them, you see it, when the boy cat man lay back in the days, when they do all kind of things that now they can't stand up. RGR have to cut down some of them frequency and cut down some of them things too. Saying, big mama them gone, you know. Now have the money to pay them people, you know. Observer gone, you know, because Clean and them have to come together the other day and say, them lose money hard. They say, cut straight edge. Panadia, the tax show, cut straight edge. Cut the one when nameless. Leave Simon. Simon does cut. Simon are gone. But the other one when he nameless, he not needed there. Anything where you see Andrew give reward. And I award them then a reward we shut out about she get from God. Cut straight edge. And on the pay soldier when I go suffer more. Because if you have a country and not going for the people, then remember, you know, you people, when you don't have no sense, you know, run big companies and things. And if you don't have no people don't have the money to come buy for money, when I make money. When you feel say coke alone, when I go to prison too. Because all you have to turn to court now for save, when it kill people out of them places. We no business. Anyway, this are the guy when he Pumvaz, I say bus after bus after bus. But I want to listen this keenly. Yeah? It destroyed the bus system of Jamaica. Destroyed. Yeah? And when him go buy back 100 bus, 200, 250 bus, 100, 150, he depend bus after bus and them run with it in color them. This is garbage. We used to have them have over 450 when Mama P came out. And now, the 12, them say the 12 America and now go 220 come out in a buy. Yeah. We lose over 100 billion. Not my word. Hear this. Talking about
here. Yeah.
Languish in the hospitals, accident and emergency department. Left on a bench without a bed. They have called on a carpenter to examine the patient. When what is truly required is oxygen and a skilled physician to diagnose the ailment and prescribe the cure. Maybe we could have retained some Cubans for that. Madam Speaker, the JUTC is currently in its most pathetic state since its birth in 1998. The financial wreckage is undeniable. The JUTC has incurred cumulative losses of more than $100 billion over the last decade.
This is between Agintai and Pumvaz, you know. What them around this? This is what them doing now. Continue. Hear this. Hear the boss, the shooting at the boss. No make him trick now. The guy Pumvaz, him a destroyer too, you know.
Direct consequence of this administration apathy that has left the company in this pathetic state. Madam Finance Minister, listen. Imagine if we had wisely directed those precious taxpayers' dollars. Our nation would today boast a truly world-class transport network. Furthermore, under government's accounting standards, the massive subsidies granted to the JUTC are recorded as revenue, creating a deceptive veneer that masks the entity's true perilous financial condition.
People more are taking this, you know, because we don't want to play things and bless with dissect it, you know. So when you hear them, you remember the other day when Pumbas run out and say they make, even them make, when they make profit. And master mama not go say, you know, them a failure. Even Bushrat, it go up on stage last year. I said the first in a 30 years they make profit. That was a lie. Because last year them lose over $13.8 billion. So how you make profit when you lost over $13.8 billion? You lost. How you make profit, brother? Listen this people. These are all the people that lie. You cannot follow them. Hear this.
This financial toll is immense. A staggering $14.8 billion loss is projected for this financial year alone, with the entity remaining operational only through a $11 billion government grant.
So them are lose, but this year we project a 14, probably nearly 15. But last year, me have the one where them play last year. It's 13.8 billion them lost.
Yes.
So yesterday them come and say they make profit. Or you make profit when you lost 13.8 billion, brother. Eh? You know you're supposed to gain that and then you make profit. You can't last 13.8 billion and tell me so you gain a profit, brother. You know, say back where them get the maths from, brother. Them sick. Continue.
Madam Speaker, despite acquiring over 250 new buses, the JUTC fare box revenue, the acid test of performance, and the very lifeblood of its operation has remained largely stagnant or fallen, failing to reflect meaningful growth in any of the measuring tools: bus run out, fleet availability, cycle trips, revenue, staff to bus ratio, and cost recovery ratio. The minister also needs to be reminded that fleet addition will never lead to higher fleet availability unless there is a fleet maintenance.
Good.
The JUTC's daily operational dispatch remains stubbornly below 300 units, over 450 in 2016 when we were in government. This is a damning indictment considering that with 250 new acquisitions and 170 older units, the serviceable fleet should stand at 420 buses. To illustrate the gravity of the crisis, Madam Speaker, yesterday, May 12, 2026, a mere 221 buses were deployed from all 3 JUTC depots to service the approximately 80 routes across the island. 450 is an optimal number.
All right, people. So me just have a mind, you know, when you see Pumbas run out and they pan bus after about them, you not run no country. Them sick people to them stomach, you know. Them and them are destroy the country. Line the big boys, them pack it. Them a play soldier, no good night, you know. I am going to play a video right now when nothing one never see. We never even realize, right? When Andrew Diaz came in 2016, him the draft for the same Omar as Anwar born him now.
Yeah.
Make him chairman.
Yes.
And them a build a third city. Them did we spend millions of dollars. Where that go? Nowhere. Let me remind you of this. Yeah? All him doing now, him rebrand names. Him come and just rebrand something. So him come at 5-4 and him flop, him rebrand it now, call it what? Nara.
Nara.
No. Yeah, it did 5-4 and them fail. Everything him come and fail, him just rebrand it. Look on this now, JUTC. Let me draw back for this. Enough of them to realize what Andrew are doing now. The amount of things this guy have failed, brother. The country will never build. Remind about the third city. What
is forging ahead with plans for Jamaica.
We can move this. Move this out there, so. Push up back this now.
The mandate came from Prime Minister Andrew Holness in 2016.
See that as him come in, see that? And him have the PSOJ back him 100%. That's why the one of them are sing so like Titanic.
BBC is forging ahead with plans for Jamaica's third city. The mandate came from Prime Minister Andrew Holness in 2016 to make the development of a third city a priority. Since then, the corporation has been conducting groundwork with the involvement of a multi-agency steering committee to create a plan and lead the progression of this major development.
The development of a third city is being envisaged as becoming a location from which planning can start afresh from the ground up. Resilience to climate change will be built in to afford that location the requisite infrastructure to support smart growth and innovation.
What we're looking at is a purpose-built city. That is, we're identifying a city that is being developed for specific development and investment consideration. And the aim is to look at smart growth technologies, to look at alternate energy and overall natural resource management, to look at climate resilience, and to look at sustainable urban governance.
The multi-agency steering committee is chaired by UDC Board Director Omar Azan.
See the people? Yeah. I'm not telling you, say, when government and you don't follow them, because them are this and that. Because them are beat him and run boss furniture. And
Yeah.
them did have a steam of the chairman. And him, Andrew put this is what Andrew doing. Let me tell you what Andrew doing, brothers. When though, if no, the people them are powerful and might have a voice. When him frame you up, like him put butter on your mouth. You want land, you want this. So you love him, make him do what him do and him destroy the place. So if you're not patriotic and you love money bad, and you love likes, you're going to get catch.
Yes, exactly. Exactly.
You're going to get catch like a who? Like a who, brothers? Eh? You know who love money bad? So you're going to get catch like a bitch. Like one of them backroad bitch. A big mama can get catch him a bitch too, you know. You understand? You're going to get catch like a bitch. And then you help destroy the place. Andrew make people help him to destroy the place. See, Azan, you know. You know, see, Azan, me will play Azan or Azan run for me, you can't believe it, brothers. The man say, Andrew, now do not, you know, up to nothing good at the worst. Him see the, I'm going to play him after this. See, Richard Azan a smile and feel good. Remember,
Yeah.
brother, this not come cheap, you know. When them farm them group and them have to move up and down, them get paid for this. Them have to get paid. Yeah? Him calling everybody and hear this, the PSOJ with 100% with Andrew at the time. Hear this.
The team comprises representatives from the Jamaica Institute of Planners,
Hear this.
Ministry of Local Government and Community Development, Ministry of Transport and Mining, National Environment and Planning Agency, Planning Institute of Jamaica, and the Private Sector Organization of Jamaica. The
PSOJ.
UDC is spearheading the process.
The city will be built to accommodate a target population which is anticipated to relieve Kingston of its current urban overflow and reduce the
So who tell them say people are move from Kingston? You have Andrew, me tell you say Andrew have no vision in the people. If you live if me live in Kingston, I me live uptown and my kids them if them that go school and what have you. You could have built a city we are out in the Westmoreland and me come live move and carry my kids them with me come to your city. Me have my house already and have my thing already. When I move come out there far. Andrew have no plan, remember no big country this in a brother. You see, say, I have no plan, I have no aim. You matter about overflow. What you gonna do? Force some people to move to buy a place where them have already to live in your city. You gonna build the city and get the people when I have nothing. Make sure get the people when I have nothing and get a house free, you know. You understand what I say, Byron?
Of course, you're right. You're
And
right,
you have
brother.
no sense. I'll be a garbage, man. You see,
You're garbage.
Continue.
burden on the capital city's infrastructure.
In the third quarter of 2017, the corporation hosted a third city planning workshop for
So them are the third quarter 2017, them push out our workshop. So them they all over do what them do and spend millions. This come to not it flop. Hear
taking
this.
another important step towards the goal.
Yeah.
Participants were drawn from multiple sectors, including regulatory agencies,
Wow.
private sector entities, academic institutions, and technical bodies within the design and construction industry. The meeting was to gather technical and qualitative inputs. This guided the terms of reference to engage consultants, as well as sensitize stakeholders on things being taken into consideration as the process advances. The third city project has 3 phases. The first is site selection, which will last for 3 months.
3
At
months.
this stage, the team will look at multi-criteria site selection model using geographic information system. Pre-horizon scanning and foresighting will also be done. Phase 2 involves strategic urban master planning and will look at sustainable urban operations and management of the city. This is expected to last 12 to 18 months. And the third phase is strategic implementation.
So we're looking at a number of things here, not just the physical build-out, but including things like land acquisition, determining phasing for the actual construction, apart from phasing of the project, looking at financing for that, looking at key investments to make the city attractive.
The third city plan.
That means that about money and put for people them in a great debt. Because financing, you can't just get up and build a new city. Remember, we are not a rich country. This way Angela come, that alone it top of the country already, you know, brother. It couldn't happen.
Planning project is still in the first phase.
Phase 1 includes 6 broad steps, and those steps are creating a planning committee, research and data collection, defining the methodology, the preparation of the terms of references, the procurement of the services, and the recommendation of the site.
By the end of those 6 steps, the team will be ready to name and publicly announce the third city. So far, the team has completed the site selection methodology and pre-horizon scanning and foresighting. Requests for submissions to undertake the various consultations were subsequently sent out for awarding in 2018.
Visioning means imagining the audacious. Those that have gone before are now depending on you to stand in the future and to create an audacious third city.
As the vision unfolds, the UDC will engage Jamaicans to ensure participation and awareness in this game-changing development. The Urban Development Corporation, making development happen for Jamaica's third city. Join the celebrations on March.
This black people, you see me just show the chairman, before I make my brother them even come and talk, I pick up at the same chairman, the brothers. I have to pick up the chairman and remind, you know, where the chairman did us about Andrew the other day. Remember this is the chairman, you know. I remember them did proud of Andrew Holness and run out with him. Yeah? Them going on mine. So let me look for the same chairman now and hear where I say right here, so. That's how Omar Azan, that right? I'm going to draw back for him now, Omar Azan. Let me draw for that chairman, yeah. The brother and them make no come in. When there. Omar, nobody hiding now. I can push you up here, so.
You can't hide in a time like this.
No, man, you can't hide. People.
Comment on is that right now, as it stands in the Jamaican economy, the economy is struggling. It's probably the worst I've seen in the 30-odd years I've been in business.
Well, you know, so this significant to the people. This are the same man, my Andrew drive for with him third city. And he might tell you now, so the economy are the worst in 30 years as a businessman in Jamaica. He might boss furniture, you know. He might the biggest supplier to courts, you know. And he bring in nothing and do nothing. And he might tell you, say, mash up, Andrew mash him up. I saw Andrew mash him up, yeah.
What I will comment on is that right now, as it stands in the Jamaican economy, the economy is struggling. It's probably the worst I've seen in the 30-odd years I've been in business. The buying power is the weakest, and government needs to find ways to, how do I say it now, catalyze the economy to be able to grow. We tried our best a few years ago, and Jamaica started to see growth. But right now, they've done so many things to stagnate the industry. Interest rates need to come down quickly. The Bank of Jamaica needs to come out of their tunnel vision and start thinking out of the box to manage the economy, because right now it's in a very stagnant stage and actually in a dying stage. And it is actually quite frightening what is happening out there. When you speak to business people, people are saying they're seeing anyway in a 50% down in terms of sales, the retail trade, and every expense is going up. Their rental rates that they're paying to rent these shops and stores is going up. The light bill consistently is up. You know, it's a tough world out there, yes, but we can do things to make it a little easier for our people in this country. So the minister and the government has a lot to do, and the Bank of Jamaica and our commercial banks, to try and stimulate this economy, because if they don't start doing something now, the economy is going to start fumbling and they're going to be in big trouble.
I want you to expand on that a little bit more for me, Mr. Azan, because it's good to hear your views on that, because the data is suggesting, and we hear the government talk a lot.
People just hear the bogus data where we are playing. At this Anja use that trick people. We are talking about real life. The man I use bogus data by Wayne Henry, the pirate Henry.
Yes.
Garbage.
Lot about economic growth and inclusiveness. It talks about business confidence is at an all-time high. We know of unemployment rate, the best that it has been. Is it that the manufacturers are not seeing all of that? What exactly is happening? Why is there a dissonance between the two?
There are one or two businesses that may be seeing some growth, but I tell you, the general economy is struggling out there. The real estate side of things, the building, the construction side of things is slowing. Interest rates has played a major part in doing that. And the business side, the manufacturing side is struggling. Okay. And we need to find ways to stimulate back this economy, because what we've done over the years and tried to build it back, coming from where we're coming from, I think what we've done in terms of managing this inflationary issue, I think we've gone about it possibly in a little different way that we could do something, but it is creating a havoc in the economy right now. Buying power is the weakest that I have seen in all my years of doing business. I'm not just speaking from my own business, but generally because I sit on other boards, it is very...
I sit by the board, I tell you what I want. So when anyway, I tell you lie, brother.
Yes.
Yeah.
Me I'm gonna tell you, you can't come with a data, bogus data and talk to me when me have the same man them. We are ball. You think of him that make money that come out come about so? Him the depa Andrew board as chairman. I run things, say Andrew mash him up. Hear this.
Very weak, and it is actually a little frightening for me when I am looking out there and seeing what's happening in the economy out there. So we need to find ways of trying to find ways. The Bank of Jamaica needs to come out. Commercial banks need to start doing things to stimulate stuff, because you're going to find ourselves in a real pickle if we don't do something quickly.
We know.
All right, so I can move him now and make him go and talk. Because we have other things to play with him, brother. But
yes,
yeah,
basically, all right. Everything that you are saying, Lonesome, and when you listen to what Azan said, right, compound as it relates to why, right, we cannot have NARA as it is, right, being utilized. Now, let us deep dive into what Azan said. Azan is saying that the economy is stagnating as a result of bad policies and other things. Melting Pot, myself, and Lonesome know that one of the biggest downfall of the economy is because we have, and let us speak the truth, Melting Pot, criminals who disguise themselves as politicians.
100%.
And so then have a key to our treasury via criminal permanent secretaries who allow them to have their way. And here it is that they fail in every aspect, not able to bring a solid program and stream that is meaningful. All the programs that they had put forward to the people are programs that they used through the process of nepotism and cronyism and skullduggery to thief, to steal from the treasury. And so then, because of course, the amount of money that they had stolen, the amount of money unaccounted for as a result of over $3 trillion, going $4 trillion. What they need now to explain to the people is talking about bureaucracy. Bureaucracy, another blanket put over the people's eyes to say, you know, it's bureaucracy that caused us not to fulfill the plan of the many projects that we had planned but cannot deliver. It is bureaucracy that caused that. The long procurement period and all of that caused that. Why? When it comes to stealing any of the programs, all the programs, if people notice, all the programs that involve in terms of billions of dollars of cost overrun, those projects, bureaucracy did not stop them. Let us begin with the primary one that becomes a money pit through nepotism, cronyism, and skullduggery. Cornwall Regional Hospital, or healthcare system, that damaged by Andrew Holness and Christopher Tufton, and include permanent secretaries and cabinet secretary who signed off on deals. They know that, of course, there is no value for money there. So we begin. Now, my Jamaican people, we are no fools around here. Now you talk about Cornwall Regional Hospital that started under the Andrew Holness administration from 2017. Let us run the trail as it relates to Cornwall Regional Hospital. So the Andrew Holness administration decided that, okay, all right, we are going to take on Cornwall Regional Hospital project, not to bring forward any form of health care and solid patient care and service to the people of Jamaica. But of course, it is applied so that they can manipulate it and rob taxpayers' money through nepotism, cronyism, and skullduggery. They did not utilize solid and appropriate technocrats. So, of course, they decided that, okay, we are going to do refurbish with Cornwall Regional Hospital. What happened? They have done a cost analysis and say that, okay, all right, the project will cost $2 billion. Follow me, people. Now, $2 billion drawdown. Or $2 billion. What did it do? It diverted from the project through nepotism, gone into the pockets of politicians and their companies of choice that they use to pilfer through these companies and kick back around the corner. So what happened to that $2 billion? As I said, did not use directly to do that refurbish, but cash diverted from the project, right? Now, what happened? Nothing happened. More money needed. So they asked again to budget, right? Again. And so then, guess what? From $2 billion to $4 billion. Let us start now, people. We're talking about a kleptocratic government identifying the criminal who disguise themselves as politician, you understand, to rob our people. And so from 2 billion to 4 billion. Now, remember, the first cost analysis done was 2 billion. The second cost analysis, it now increased by 100%, 4 billion. 4 billion budgeted, 4 billion utilized. No completion of Cornwall Regional Hospital. No service being delivered. No value for money. Again, another budget has to be done for Cornwall Regional Hospital. As I said, criminal who disguise themselves as politicians, having keys to the treasury through permanent secretaries, who allowed them to get away You understand, with their level of criminality. What happened again? Christopher Tufton, eat. Andrew Holness, eat. And other people eat. Minister of Finance, they eat. They all eat. Permanent secretaries, all eat from Cornwall Regional Hospital. They build what they have to do. Divert the cash. You understand, to their personal use. Do everything what they need to do. You understand? And leave Cornwall Regional Hospital crippled. And in doing so, also cripple the healthcare system. Did they stop there? No. They agreed extend to more devastating. From 4 billion, another budget, to what? $9 billion. Now, when you look at this, my people, and guess what? Let us ask. Does Cornwall Regional is in a status that can now deliver service to people of Jamaica? No. Still handicapped. When did they start Cornwall Regional Hospital? From 2016. And today is what? 2026. 10 years. And Cornwall Regional Hospital is limping. So then when we have Melissa, and you see the billions of dollars that they have gotten for assistance to persons who are impacted, you now have to understand the reason why they are doing their best to steal the money. As I said, criminals disguised as politicians. Criminals, they are real criminals. But when you're looking at our ministry, you have seen the very same thing, the very same behavior happen. Let us look at the child molester. What happened with the child molester? Billions of dollars to buy vehicles for the police force. What happened? Did he deliver? No, he did not deliver. The same practice, the same methodology that utilized at Cornwall Regional Hospital, Bobby Montague had executed it in his ministry. Let us move on. Again, permanent secretaries allowed him to do that. In the business of job creation and economic growth, the permanent secretaries deliver their venomous poison to the people, allowing criminals who disguise as politicians to again use that sector to bring in their friends and do away with the technocrats. The technocrats of Jamaica are suffering because Andrew Holness doesn't believe in meritocracy. He has to use his friends because, of course, the kickback has to be utilized. Money have to circle around the corner, right? And billions of dollars that are awarded for project has to be diverted somewhere else, right? Now, you see the pattern exists. But that's a surprise. No surprise there that the office of the Prime Minister, the office of the Prime Minister, look at this, Jamaica, never before in the history of Jamaica, the office of the Prime Minister cannot give account for 12.8 billion Jamaican dollars. The office of the Prime Minister. One of the first priority of the Prime Minister, as it relates to his responsibilities and his function, is to ensure that he protects the citizen of Jamaica. And in so doing, also protect their well-being, their safety, and their security. What Andrew Holness had done by the very mere oath of office is to commit treason against the oath of office. He had planned to wreak havoc, disguise himself as a politician, And so then he could not have signed the code of conduct because he would be going contrary to his plan that he has. The plan that he is going to unleash to Jamaica. The so-called skillful sales aisle snake man. He believed that he has the gift of gab. And so then he can speak and he can send out a narrative and he can coin it. And he can convince, he can con, he can scam his way through. Because his publication machineries are on all over the place. And so then when Nekeisha Mashup is saying that this is deliberate in terms of crippling other media and have Big Mama NNN, which as Melting Pot said, and it is no lie, that of course NNN, Andrew Holness, and Flavor Williams have vested interests. Who is the silent partner of NNN? A lot of people don't know. As it relates to Flavor Williams, has shares in NNN. So when really and truly we look at it, the government, the Minister of Finance, hold on, Wayne, I could put this out there because we never put this out there. The Minister of Finance, by so that the Minister of Finance have shares in NNN, she can't say a lie. She can't say a lie. She can't deny this. The Minister of Finance, guilty in terms of that company being written off over 10 times not to pay the tax. The Minister of Finance is aiding and abetting in robbing the country revenues. Am I lying? Am I lying, Wayne?
No. But me know you say Arbin Hill still because we see the where this.
Yeah, no, we left him out in a simple. We are talking about the big fish.
Yes, because we got show how much of them in the cabinet have we see pan the ready because we see it.
Yes, Arbin Hill has shares.
Yes,
Flavor Williams has shares.
Yes.
You see the corruption. Only see the corruption clear and plain as daylight, and they're not hiding it. So then, if the Minister of Finance can collide with Andrew Holness because she is a co-conspirator of the criminality, and let me prove it. She and Andrew Holness have shares in NNN. And let me go further. So then, you can see where, of course, they can write off for Big Mama because Big Mama, like Dushi and Savadia, are instrument of money laundering. They are instrument that Andrew Holness used conveniently to wash their money. No. So then it is not a surprise. Of course, when Andrew Holness and the GLP collected over $1.4 billion to help those people who had been impacted, it is not a surprise that Flavor Williams signed only $26 million to be paid out because they want to keep the rest. Flavor and Andrew want to keep the rest. It is not a surprise. It is not a surprise because Flavor Williams could have never done that without the instruction of Andrew Holness. Am I lying with him?
No.
Am I lying, Melvin Pot?
Play a video back you.
100% true.
Flavor Williams.
Now make you say, I play a video for back up where you say, no, but the boy tell me lying the one my name killing up. Him lying.
Yes.
But continue, I play a video.
Flavor Williams could have never signed off on that. And Andrew Holness did not instruct her to do it. So you can see the plan on the face of it. That both Flavor Williams and Andrew Holness and others know very well that their hands caught in the cookie jar. And know that, of course, the Auditor General is investigating. And she's going to find out that through ADPEM, millions and billions of dollars cannot be accounted for. Is there anything new? Let us show you why there is nothing new. In most of the ministries as it relates to Andrew Holness administration, cannot accounted for trillions of dollars. So there goes. Any justification of NARA, that NARA should be this thing that expedites programs to build a better Jamaica. No. NARA has designed to expedite criminality, to expedite corruption, clear corruption without checks and balance. And Andrew Holness has to be at the helm, must be at the helm to have ultimate power. So then, when established statutory bodies says no to him, he said yes. Give it to all of those nepotizers, to all of those crony capitalists, the diversion of monies to their personal use. I am not hesitating when I say to the world with confidence, Andrew Holness, you are a criminal, and I yield back.
The part.
Yeah, man.
So I give you the ADPEM boy because Byron mentioned him. But I'm going to play him otherwise, you know, but I give him and then you make your speech. Look on this part.
National community continues to be gracious in giving to Jamaica. Consolidated across the ADPEM monitored accounts, to date some $1.86 million US and some 635 million Jamaican dollars have been donated to the recovery.
100. So the different figure I'm giving each time. It does say 1.8 million part. And him say 6. Remember play it back when him say, you know what's up here like the matter?
Yes.
The international community continues to be gracious in giving to Jamaica. Consolidated across the ADPEM monitored accounts, to date some $1.86 million US and some 635 million Jamaican dollars have been donated to the recovery.
But when him talk to we, he never tell us a 600 odd Jamaican, then him say 300 odd. Not that him said the last time part.
Yeah.
Yes. So oh, it revert. I'm gonna play the next thing with him when him say, because I'm going to give them their pen enough. And then you deal with him case in a part.
Have been received through multiple streams. Primarily, the ADPEM utilizes an online platform, merchant platform, within the Support Jamaica portal to facilitate online donations. Donations are also received directly toward donation $J and US dollar accounts held at local banks. Of the funds donated, approximately 80% have been via direct bank transfers.
Yes, sir.
The donor base reflects a diverse mix of stakeholders, including governments, NGOs, individual groups, organizations, and companies. Thus far, just over 17,000 persons have donated to the Hurricane Melissa recovery efforts. Via the Jamaica Support portal, the following net amounts have been received. 69,790,904 in Jamaican dollars. In US dollars, some
In Jamaica,
1.3, some $1,374,500 has been received. No, sorry, wrong. Let me read it again. In US dollars, $1,374,502 US as net has been received via the Support Jamaica portal.
Yes.
Via our donation accounts,
Yes.
J dollar, $295,916 has been received, and US dollars, $880 million has been received.
880 million. Not my, so, you know, see the in those 600 million Jamaican in our account, you know. I want 8 million US. No, it's a different figure. This piece of shit does come give it again, you know. And here, how much him spend now? To where the two months are 25 million spend out of that. Here, how much him spend now?
Total amounts received and the US equivalents converted, we are speaking of $1,478,269,567.
So you can't get 800 million US and that come up to 1 billion a had.
But Wayne,
yes.
Melting Pot, right earlier today, you know, on my program. So the Auditor General has to go back and do some work because the Auditor General clearly made a mistake.
Him just tell me how much money he has. So what did he have it to? So what did say today?
Everything about them figures, them man. Me quote it up already in a Jamaica, you know. Me not bother discombobulate my people, you know, with the US and this. Me just put everything in a one and melt it up in a Jamaican dollars. And me tell the people them already at 200 billion, 8 million, 80,032 Jamaican dollars them get. So them can the figures from the Auditor General. I have it round here.
Well, let me run this again.
Net into the donations accounts held and managed by the ODPEM.
Okay.
To date, a portion of those funds collected have been approved for spend in supporting the Jamaica-led or the government-led repair program under the Shelter Recovery Program, and also to procure construction equipment to support emergency resilience activities as agreed to and requested by one donor.
It is.
To date, some $146 million has been spent on the government-led roof repair program.
Him say 100 million spent on the roof. So how you come back on the 26 million out of that spend? That means they didn't want to thief the rest, brother. You hear what him say spend today. And then I tell you again, this
program. That program itself has been augmented by some $400 million of donated roofing materials from partners. Additionally, some $7.2 million has also been spent from other funds to support logistics matters surrounding the program. To date, under the government-led repair program, some 410 roofs have been repaired, with additional roofs scheduled for repair. Consequently, the program is expected that the program spend will increase over the coming weeks. Beneficiaries for this program, as the Minister would have alluded to before, have been verified through the MLSS based on vulnerabilities. Additionally, some $320 million from the donated funds have been committed to the process for procurement of the construction equipment to support.
I'm about 300 and add out of the money for spend for construction. This is the same equipment to him get free, you know. He must spend, and him spend 100 million out of that. But there's still only 26 million to spend. That means them not thief the money with them tell we say spend. It never spend. A thief them a plan for thief all this money. Continue.
Emergency resilience activities. This investment is not only a response to the current recovery efforts of Hurricane Melissa, but also a strategic enhancement of Jamaica's national disaster preparedness and resilience framework going forward. The balance of the funds will be utilized across various projects to include the rapid deployable modular housing unit project as required for supports across those programs. And Minister, I'll end it there for this morning.
So when tell me I'll be like this, because I'll be the next one now and then we're not going to name him up like him forget him for the score away, you know. Let me give this now. This is how I'm talking to them now. Pampa fish. A guy a favor smaddy, me don't know who him favor, you know. But he resembles smaddy like a...
The matters of the Auditor General's report on Hurricane Melissa.
Yes, I resemble somebody twin, man. But I pick it up on my head. I don't know if I pick it up, you know. But he resembles smaddy twin. I don't know, this guy is a pampa fish. He resembles a fish, but he resembles smaddy twin.
Leaf initiatives across the country. But now we have with us the Director General.
So the same guy, the Director General guy, will give me the wrong figure them. He might tell me it's 26 million. He does tell me him spend more than that, brother. That means when we tell him spend it, them thief it. No, the Auditor General says I'm going 26 mil. But him tell me him spend 100 mil. And the man spend 100 mil for spend. The boy is a liar.
And that's a gross inconsistency.
Of course.
But what other way? Him said he spent 100 million.
Yes.
Based on the Auditor General, right? And the information that they had provided for the Auditor General. The Auditor General don't see that expenditure, you know.
No.
The Auditor General only found 26 million. So you're right, Wayne.
Yes.
You're right in terms of they wanted to steal the money. And they are lying.
Brother, them are thief, you know.
Them are thief. That's why they are criminals.
But you are politicians on this now, pampa fish. So
they are politicians who these guys.
Hear this. Hear this. Remember, I'm saying
politician.
It's no part. Hear this.
Of the Office of Disaster Preparedness and Emergency Management, that's ODPEM, Commander Alvin Gale. Good afternoon. Well, good evening, Commander.
Good evening, Siobhan. Good evening to you and your listeners.
Good evening to you too. So we have a statement here from your agency, Commander Gale. So I'm just going to give you the opportunity just to respond, to give your immediate reaction to the findings from the Auditor General that out of about $1.44 billion collected in donations, only about 26 million has been spent. How do you respond to that concern raised by the Auditor General?
I thank you for the opportunity, Siobhan. So I want to start by indicating that the ODPEM takes the findings of the Auditor General quite serious, and we recognize the importance there to strengthen governance and inventory management systems and our procurement administration, the whole delivery and documentation reporting mechanisms required. And what I'll also indicate is that I want to assure the public, that all the materials purchased in support of the government-directed roof repair program from donated funds have been accounted for and brought onto the inventory management system.
Okay, and that information has been forwarded to the Auditor General to satisfy her of those concerns?
I believe we did respond in that manner that we have accounted for the items. What I'll also indicate first to the matter concerning the donated funds. So yes, some $1.4 billion have been donated to ODPEM accounts. At the material time, and I want to contextualize it, we had spent some $26 million to support the government-directed roof repair program.
This boy a lie! You know, you have yacht, so you spend 100 million. So you don't thief the 100 million. You know, see, when them give that to the public, so they move money better. If the contractor general never get that tip and go in there, you know, them spend 26, them and move 100 million out of 100 million. Then
120.
Brother, them are thief, you know, man.
But then that's what
I don't know what to say about this when say yeah, so him come and give me the talk. He give me two different figures, two in a Jamaican money, you know. For one thing, him say him collect 600 million Jamaican. Him come back and say go 200 add plus the next 60 million. That's a 300 million him collect. When him tell me say 600 million Jamaican him collect. Two different things up at Jamaica house him sit down and talk these things, you know, brother. This guy a liar, them take more, them get enough time more than this, you know. He said 800 million US, you know, and you still in converted to 1.4 billion in a Jamaica. I mean, I understand this. The Auditor General, ma'am, you need to get them here and look back through them clip here where I say, yeah? Because them are thief. You understand? And by the way, if you get donation part, you know, suppose this another government money is a donation like anybody else, you just hand it out fast.
Definitely.
People that need it, not 7 months. Who no wife up that money and thief it. Thief them and thief the money. Them is criminal. Yes, Pat.
You know, well, we have to look on things and view it from all angles, yeah? And I go and come on to this individually, I know, where Andrew throwing at the deep end, you know. Because this guy I can't swim in a hot pen, you know. Big on him. Him not have the capability, him not have the scope, and him not have the tenacity. Yeah, to deal with hot pen. You understand? The army guy. So I don't know where he find himself in this type of technical position. You understand? But make we look back on who is the guy, Andrew Holness, and what he bring to the table. You know, because we know say Andrew planned to defraud Jamaica. Yeah. At his earliest days of appointment as Prime Minister of the country. Yeah. When one remember, you know, not long after them crush the economy, you know, him and Bruce Golding, you know, well, you know, him did hand over the button to Portia Simpson in 2012. Yeah. And Portia have a crawl on her knee alongside the Dr. Honorable Peter Phillips and Marky G them. And I have to seek the aid of, you know, Congresswoman Maxine Walters. Yeah. To get a look in with IMF. Yeah. Because when Andrew left, you know, the country, you know, him left the country financial state looking like a skeleton. You understand? Be a bone. Nothing left back there. Mama P have to use our own initiative, put our team together, go to Washington, and literally beg to get an engagement with the International Monetary Fund as it relates to seeking an agreement loan. You have to breathe back life in a Jamaica economy. Yeah? And not long after that have this guy come, one more term after. Yeah, that the people them give Mama P for your work, you know. It take its toll upon Mama P, you know. To see how Jamaican people them turn them back from Portia Simpson Miller and the good work where she put in to get back Jamaica moving again in a positive direction where the economy could have seen growth. You understand? But look what the guy come do as him come in. That's why I'm sure you say this guy, this crime minister you will work when your man do all this is a plantocracy administration. Him run for a day-to-day basis. Them plan for the country, you know. And plan for the black people in Jamaica. As him come in, yeah, you see them put on pan streamline Cornwall Beryllium Hospital. Yeah. And we know where that go on with. Yeah, we know how much $1 billion gone down the drain, missing, stolen. Yeah. But then again, the guy come with third city. Now, why would you come in and take an economy where just start breathe again? Where you left in a state of a skeleton? Where Portia Simpson Miller, the Honorable Dr. Peter Phillips, and Sir Marky G, you have to use them initiative to revive back the economy, but as you come in, you come with them big plan there. You don't come with no plan to grow the economy. You don't come with no plan to grow none of the sector that we have in the country that can, you know, bring forth financial gain to the country. You come with third city. How much money you waste on that symposium? We see all of them delegates there in there. How much millions you waste if not billions on that? Have we seen anything in relation to third city? And why would a little country like Jamaica want to embrace a third city? We already have two. You understand? And I think two is enough. Two is adequate. Yeah? I don't see two cities as inadequate for your island the size of Jamaica. But this guy was making sure him have some project to steal the taxpayers' money. And they steal it through beryllium, and them steal it through all the work where them put in for the third city. We haven't seen anything but millions, if not billions, gone down the drain right there. So this guy is a criminal from the outset. All right. Make we look for Alvin Gale now. Alvin Gale, boy, you need to do the most, you know, desirable thing for the people of Jamaica, you know, and quit that post. Yeah? Because this guy is smearing your character if you had any at all before. Because where Andrew Holness entrusts with you right now, you know, is to look like you are, you know, endorsing his criminality. Yeah? I know him carry out the criminality from long before you come in it, but you should never join it because you must be aware of this guy's status. this uncertified crime minister we have in the country, you must be aware of how much charges is hanging over his head as it relates to theft and corruption. But yet still you find yourself aligned to him. You could not do the honorable thing and remain as a soldier because everybody was no recruiting from the army into government posts as it relates to Rocky Mead and Gugu Gaga and the whole of them guys there. Yeah, so you come be, another member in the cabin, in the hub of criminality. You understand? No, you cannot relate to Jamaican people in a conscious manner as it relates to the figure that has gone through Akpen. Because first of all, if you take over an entity, you must have a formula of how you're going to construct your day-to-day activity as it relates to what goes into Akpen and what come out. You haven't done any inventory. Yeah? You haven't done anything like that. There is no checks and balance and you have no committee that you engage with. Yeah? So this thing has been done under a mafia scheme and a dictatorship policy. The People's National Party, have put forward some very fundamental idea as it relates to having an independent committee working alongside AGPEM to make sure that there are checks and balance. And as Byron rightfully said, these are donation and gift. Why would it be of such, concern to the government to use a strategy to stagnate the process and to also ensure that they have enough time to steal the money? Why would the government do this? Andrew have enough money when rob already, And just still continue along this nasty, slimy, dirty, gutter water politics of corruption. And it getting to the people of Jamaica now. You can imagine we are approaching another hurricane season, but yet still people still under tarpaulin. People hasn't benefit from the rebuilding process. Everything is just in limbo. Yeah, because a guy want to steal from every aspect of money that come into the island. Yeah, 7 months now, and the rebuilding process is still not on its way. You understand? And all we've been getting is, disconcerted figure and disconcerted narrative as it relates to what they are doing. Now, what the guy do to slow down the whole process again, is come up with a thing called Nara, where him knows Nara did not going to get the go ahead imminently, But it's a strategy. By having Nara now being up for debate and going through all the rigmarole before it can be, fully utilized in whatever capacity, he's also making sure that he's sitting on the money and stealing it willy-nilly through the back door. Can a government who reach out to the international community for help and get help, but not utilizing the help in the way that it should, victimizing the victim of Hurricane Melissa, throwing pies upon them by not giving them anything? And when you look at it, what is so more demoralizing and depressing about the whole procedure is the fact that a pirate and his daughter lose their life trying to help the suffering people in Jamaica. And this nasty, kleptocratic, pantocracy government that we have in administration has done the dishonorable thing by not even making sure that that pilot and his daughter can rest in peace, knowing that they have done something to benefit the people of Jamaica. The people don't get what the pilot brought to Jamaica. You understand? So these are the demoralizing factors that we have to utilize in the conversation. Can't forget the pilot and his daughter trying to help the people in Jamaica, but the crime minister not helping nobody with all the aid that was shipped into Jamaica. What they went on an all-out venture to start even going to people. Barrel and steel thing. Starlight gone. Starlink gone. Budgeting gone. And we all type of bangarang seman can investigate things we're happening in our custom warehouse. So we know who we're up against. We're up against a criminal regime. Yeah? Who is carrying out a war right across the length and breadth of Jamaica upon the Jamaican citizen. Yeah? So with all the money that gone into ADPEM, Andrew have all of that. Yeah? Him have all of that, him know the true accuracy of the numbers. Well, Melting Pot know a certain degree, and we know so the guy come out and tell PLI. Yeah, because here it is. He must still say 146 million spending over. When the Auditor General going on with 26 million can be verified. So what happened to the next 120 million? Was that up for robbing? Well, more than likely. More than likely. You understand? So if you're going, just look at the figure, 146 million. Yeah? And out of the 146, you have a rob 120 million. Then out of the 200 million, 8 million, 80,032 Jamaican dollars. How much you have to take out of that? Because if you take 120 million out of 146, mighty God, what you do with the 200 million, So we have a serious problem in Jamaica. And this is why when we look on the justice system in Jamaica, we just know so the whole of them are shit house. Whole of them are shit house. You notice who are speak on behalf of the third city? A guy named William Tavares Finson. You know with that link to, Because so them share around the thing, amongst them friend and come along, There's no merit as to how them deal with nothing, Yeah? No merit. People are not being selected by merit. It's by nepotism and cronyism. That's how the selection process going at Jamaica. That's why you see certain names keep popping up in all these various high-level discussion. You understand? Because them not bringing no young. Where are the young minds? Eh? These same old garbage who has been robbing the country for decades. They are the one that is still seen. Their name being brandished about. And when it's not them, it's them family member. Because the Labour administration, yeah, it's a royalty party basically, You have a whole heap of couples and brothers and hey, this thing about, So we know there is no merit to the selection or awarding of any position in Jamaica. Because this government don't deal with those type of policy. The way it deal with is, affiliation and corruption. From you affiliated to them, join the corruption. Yeah? And everybody look at Trapper John and Keisha Mac. Where them come from and where them reach, unbelievably, over a short space of time. And they have no credibility for the position that they were offered. We all know that Keisha Mac went down to the Metropolitan in Montego Bay and she robbed it left, right, and center. Do all type of bangarang. But we know who give her the authority. We know a Pumvas give her the authority for that. Because all of the minister them doing, them employ some people around them, and use them as a joker for rob the money. For them face you see and for them name you hear about. While the real culprit are the minister them. Yeah? The real culprit are the minister them, see, Tufton create the same administration staff up at UHWI. For rob, for him and them. For him and them, When you have people who have all the requisite requirement for the position, and the man leave because he realize we are one. Yeah? Him gone back overseas. Yeah? Because he realize we are one. So the problem we have in Jamaica, it stems from the fact that the justice system has been bought by Andrew Holness. And that's why we cannot get anything done on the legal side of things. This is why we have so many cases unsolved. High-profile cases involving politician and former politician. You understand? Yeah? Who are charged for millions of dollars in fraud and theft. But Andrew do what? Buy out the justice side of things. And it's an indictment on the part of the justice system in Jamaica that they are stooping so low for corruption to protect a criminal. Yeah, collecting corruption money. Where you look at see all nasty, ugly strike 5. Yeah, upper ribbies, I turn it around and push it in back in. Look on an ugly serpent like she. Yeah? But who's part of that? It's another JLP headquarters. rubies. So you see how them keep the thing, my Jamaican people. Them keep it in a close quarters. And all the wealth is being distributed amongst the Jamaica Labour Party clan glomerates. Yeah. So we are saying to the electorate, the people them, yeah, who are cast them vote, who not say not no share out for no. Under the Holness administration, we not starve like a dog in a Jamaica. Up to the Chinese, them a eat bone, a eat meat pan bone, a throw up bone, you know, get, you know, we spit out, you know. A what left and drop on the table phone, you know. The man will promise you no prosperity. The man will say him no make promise, him deal with commitment. What has he done to preserve the rights of the choice of word that him use? Him leave you out there, appear high electricity bill. We are the big power plant them when bring come. Then there was a mere frivolity of a speech. It wasn't a formality. It was frivolity. Come to talk something nice because it's a soundbite guy. And it's time my Jamaican people realize it. Stop listening to the soundbite. Yeah, there is nothing to bite from the sound where this guy speak out time out because everything come out time out as shit. I mean, know my people are not supposed to dwell in or entangle with shit. Everything come out of Andrew mouth as shit. Andrew is a liar, a deceiver, a corrupter, an instigator. Yeah. And he's also a violence producer. Time of a police force for murder the youth them. Left, right, and center. You understand? You hear him come out and talk anything on that? No. You hear Google to come out and say nothing on that? No. And the old sleeping crab. Him supposed to go a long time, you know. A rob taxpayers' money, you know. Crab is not fit to be a national security minister. He's a criminal. He have gang. Him supplying gang them with guns and ammunition. No two ways about that. But you have him as national minister of security. Then what kind of secrets you can have? Everything that must expose to gang members out there. And from him tell
and deputy prime minister.
And deputy prime minister. Yeah, all sleeping crab. Yeah. All nasty sleeping Chinese descendant crab. We're not supposed to have no farmer security intel knowledge because I'm a criminal. I'm more than a gang. And this is how Jamaica people them sign up for. Long time them should have take it to the street. Because a long time we have push out them in for the panel, you know. Yeah, Jamaican people who don't need we the Titan to tell you the next move, you know. When we go on solid information like this, you must act upon it. Use it responsible. Use it to the fullest advantage. Demand justice and truth and right. Because you put them there, you know. And I want to pay them. So you can have some garbage in a high society and collect millions of dollars in a salary. But yet still not delivering. When we look at our crime statistic, our homicide rate, yeah, by the state, unbelievable. Yeah, unbelievable. It's taller than Mount Everest. Remember, there is no other police entity anywhere else in the world that has the crime homicide statistic that Jamaica police force has been turning out from last year especially. From last year, Andrew turn up the thing with the crime in the country because I'm a Pegasus to watch the people them. I'm a Pegasus to listen to people them. Yeah? And we are say, Andrew, we think the people them did elect you to be a prime minister, not a spy. You're an espionage and you must be brought to justice. The international authority must look into your behavior pattern. Remember, you lie, you know, to law enforcement in 2019. You know,
Hold it there. Because I spoke to Wayne earlier and I have to run. So I just want to apologize to that, to all of the chat, you understand, because I have to attend to something. So I have to run. So I just want to say big up to the Titans, right? And of course, you understand, blessings. Because here, all right, blessings spot. Right. Continue to be there. Continue to be there, Lonesome.
Yeah, man, we have a big job on
we have to finish the, yeah, because as we have said to the people, you know, yeah, the realization is on everybody's doorstep now, you know, and pan them window, you know, yeah. So it's acceptable for everybody to realize we are going to Jamaica now, yeah. Because imagine we have had several other administration, you know, yeah, and those previous administration, we have not seen the type of harsh treatment that has been dealt out to the Jamaican citizen as it relates to the police. Yeah, and what compound matters worse, yeah, is the fact that nobody is addressing the problem. The leader of the country has turned a blind eye to the situation and a deaf ears to the cry of the people in the country. You understand? And trying to, you know, please the United States as it relates to the travel advisory where get on crime. But you can't just kill out the youth them and say a self-crime. Presenting a number that shows 311 last year, and gone nearly 170 this year. That can't tell the international community to say you're self-crime, you know. What you are doing, you are creating a one crime environment by the state because murder relates to a crime. And we have seen several murder. Yeah, we are not seeing any form of arresting being carried out by the GSF anymore. It's just murder because yeah, when you have a reputable police force that's supposed to be reputable, but is now masquerading with a dead squad in and around the whole environment, it's bad. How can you have a police force that is constitutionally bound to serve, protect, and reassure the people of the country, but is now slaughtering the people of the country at an alarming rate, yeah, and want some form of justification for it when we have video to prove else otherwise, yeah. We are seeing video that is telling us inconclusive evidence that the police force is lying in their report. They're always talking about shootout when it's only their gun near ear firing. And I mean, you know, human rights, you know, this is something that must be looked into closely and addressed on the international stage because Jamaican cannot be losing their life. You wake up in a Jamaica this morning and you don't know if you're going to be alive by the night. Yeah? This is bad. The mothers, yeah, just recently there was Mother's Day, yeah, and a lot of mothers did not have the Mother's Day that they were looking forward to because they were, you know, still in shock and denial of their loved one that has gone at the hands of the state, especially their young boys, yeah, young men, yeah. A lot of mother I hear cry, bawl from the bottom of the bowels, yeah, from the depths of the bowels, yeah, cry the loss of their young boys, yeah. And I mean, I know for a fact how it feel when you lose a member of your family. And me not talk about tragically. Just a member of your family, you know, just pass off, yeah, peacefully. It's tragic, but let's see how them. I listen, some gunshot are going at some man today, pan loan some program in the afternoon. Where the youth them get shot already, you know. Young youth them, you know. In a car, you know. Must see two of them in night, you know. And the man them go back and go turn on the gun again pan the youth them, you know. Me want to know if civil society now see and hear them as something. Me want to know if the Nazi Google thinking too. No know about this. The garbage crime minister, you don't know about this. You don't hear it and it happen frequently. Where it's like it take all 20 bullets to kill one man. Well, these are the substance where we want put forward to the International Human Rights Council. Yeah, because we need to get justice in Jamaica for the youth, you know. The youth them with the state of murder, we need to get some form of justification for them youth there. Youth like Ramario Sterling with them say a big shootout. A one bullet with you down on him knee. One bullet. The youth down on him knee like a baby. And them execute the youth and tell lie. Jabbar Ferguson, Almighty God. Eh? A youth come run and surrender, open the door with the man on the bed. Surrender. I want to carry him back upstairs. I want to murder him. Yeah? I want to tell lie. I remember we see the outcome, from the beginning, Cause one big old nasty thinking belly one where can't blame him for them going him look up in the ceiling, I'm not doing one surveillance. Yeah? And we know we're going. We see so the camera angle change. Yeah, cause them realize they place camera up. And them carry out them thing. When you look on what them do with God down in a mandeville and sound mind individual. Yes, him have a cutlass. We don't know how to diffuse that with him and him cutlass. Now, we give him 13 bullet guard getting up. Like so well, then a rain a fall out of the sky. So we want to know if the police force or Andrew creates under that shower posse. And that we want to ask him. It seems like it's an next shower posse that is given life and authority to kill like 007. The man must say James Bond. We ask the question. And the question where we ask is more than relevant. And we need answers. Because this crime statistic that the police force of Andrew create, yeah, it is too high. It needs to be reining. There needs to be some level of consciousness and normality restored within the Jamaica Constabulary Force. Yeah. So all these type of elements when this guy come through upon the society, yeah, it's just because this guy is evil personified. This guy have no love for the people of Jamaica. This guy has only come in to trick, lie and con and play brother and Nancy story and laugh after the Jamaican people them. And rise up the Chinese and the Indian them and the Israeli them above them. And have the people them down at number 4, 4th class citizen in a Yolanda birth. Come on, Jamaica, we have to wake up, We have to wise and cognizant to where we are going in and around on a daily basis. This government has no more future for Jamaica. Yeah, and as I said, them run out of petrol now. At time, them give up the ghost. Yeah, at time, Andrew relinquished the post. This job is becoming too increasing. Yeah, of a problem for him. Undertake right now because I'm under several investigations, So you can't have a leader who is under several investigations. Him cannot lead. Him headspace is not within keeping with the day-to-day affair of the country. Because remember, him a fret over him own demise, Him fretting because him know say the rope a come to an end. Because remember, time longer than rope, And at time, I where the PMP a deal with, I rope him all on pan, and the rope a come to an end. This guy is bound for prison. Yeah. Prisons on the horizon for the holiness. And it's several like cabinet member. And when we talk about the holiness member, Juliet included, Yeah. Because she a big time criminal, for a woman, For a woman, she endorse criminality and she normalize it. It come like our daily intake. You understand? So we are look on a government, yeah, that is not certified, not fit and proper for rule a country. You understand? You can't show me one good one in a Andrew administration, in a cabinet. There's not one good old mug in a Andrew cabinet. Not one good old mug, my Jamaican people. You understand? Or some old plastic the man have in a cabinet, some garbage. Them want sterilize. You understand? When you have a cabinet with so much under investigation, who not under investigation for theft, under investigation for uncertified declaration. Yeah? Remember, this guy can't certify from 1998, him and his wife, Yeah, because them never declared the 47 million when him coming to politics with it. Yeah, under 47 million, they still a baffle with. Because I don't know if a youth can earn 47 million in a 2 years. Where you come to politics come do? Remember the Prime Minister's salary at the time was about 5 million, you know. Yeah? Or just under 5 million when him come in, you know. Yeah? But him a make 47 million in a 2 year, 23.5 million that a year, you know. But him left that and come to politics. So me know when him come to politics, him come with one plan. One plan to rob Jamaica and mash up Jamaica. Yeah, I remember we see him executed in all of the Ponzi scheme them. Yeah, the man have nothing about him, you know. You see all the little elderly woman, they will lose her 60 million. Where Andrew and the clan glamourette them, the cross grizz and the Pumba them rob the little old woman her 60 million. Andrew, that woman, the eye water the pan, you know. Yeah, go down like a moldy dog. Yeah, I saw you have a demise, you know, like a moldy dog. Because you don't have no conscience, you know. You rob from the young to the oldest. Your police force them angle the young people and the old people them just the same. I think that the crime minister here that come out and shed some light on the situation where your garbage policeman box down the 88-year-old man several times. And you know come out and shed a word. So that tell you the type of individual you are. Yeah. We know that you are not Prime Minister material. I've been telling the people them that. And you know surplus requirement. Yeah, Melissa showed the entire Jamaica and say you know surplus requirement. You cannot help the people them to get back on them feet. All when you get mountains of cash, you sit down on it and want to steal all of that. And we have said to the people them, in Jamaica, phone time now for rise up, you know. Because remember, we not in a justice system, you know. So if we now wait for the justice system, the justice system is not in existence. Them gone here wall and you buy them out with a solid, with a salary package that we know are corruption money. Or you move the DPP from 4 million to 12 million. When the DPP now do no work. All the DPP where you have them before was doing was minding the gap between our teeth. Yeah. Yeah, then they come with an ugly big looking one when they name the beast. But the beast I do. The beast I do the same thing like what Strike 5 are going. Same corruption office. Nothing changed on the personnel 2.0 Paula Llewellyn. You understand? When the right DPP, beauty, wanna do no literally kick out beauty, you know. And replace beauty with you understand? And we have said them thing you know. Set a precedent to show we, the Jamaican people, especially in the diaspora, where we know how government can conduct themselves. We know how government, you know, preside on a day-to-day basis. We know how system run and how it serve the people them. And when we are looking at Jamaica, we want to talk about Westminster model. We're now thinking size 14 one disrespect Dr. Angela Brownberg over Mace. Yeah? Well, we now live up to Westminster model, you know. Sister Mother, the man we out. For less than where Andrew do. Starmer Uncle appoint Lord Mendelson to the ambassador in the United States. And claim same now no awareness about checks and balance. Him job up for tenor. You understand the man that increasing pressure. Over 100 I member of parliament them. Yeah, vote against him. Him leave. Well, Andrew been robbing for more than 10 years, you know. But yet still Jamaican people still accommodate him. Yeah. The parliament still accommodate him. So me no want a nasty size 14 come disrespect Dr. Angela Brownberg over no Mace. Yeah. Because remember, you know, Garden House does not run like the House of Commons in the UK. Yeah. Garden House is running like Andrew Fall Kobo. Andrew running like a Fall Kobo. God knows, the man desecrate the parliament, man. The man bring all type of bangarang in there, you know. Personal affair and all type of thing the man can't come there. The man have no respect for the parliament we have in Jamaica. And so, me melting pot, and me know my brother and Darcy too. We are said, you see, if we don't want to construct parliament and use Westminster model, the same form of operation must preside over our parliament. You can have uncertified husband and wife, a head, backwasher and cooker. One a prime minister of the country and one a speaker of the house, but them lay down in the same room. Yeah, under the same roof, head pan same pillar, making plan for your country. That bad. That is detrimental to any democracy, especially when the people in question prove themselves to be wrong. Wrong choice by the people. They have not endorsed anything that the people requires of them. They only make promise and commitment. What is 100 first 100 days? We are all type of thing. We are time limit for politician. We everything we going to do. And him not do one yet. All him do is come and promise and trick and lie and con the people. And we are say at time now this guy get raining. This guy has exhausted his time in the office. Yeah, and if the country continue to hold on this dilapidated garbage of a prime minister, then the country is heading further into the precipice. And we know Jamaica cannot and should not be in a precipice. Yeah. The world stage acclaim of Jamaica have, you know. Yeah, world stage acclaim from Miss World pageantry to sports, especially in track and field, especially in the sprint. Yeah, it's widely acclaimed. I remember reggae music. Yeah, is a music that has encaptivated the entire world. We have a wide listenership. Yeah, within our music, our folklore. Yeah, is widely regarded, especially with patois. Yeah. So we have a culture and we have a name. And Jamaica have a fame. Yeah. As the reggae capital of the world, as the sprint factory of the world. Yeah. But yet still, we cannot make two ends meet in our country. We produce the best coffee, Blue Mountain, pimento, ginger, all these type of spices. But we can't achieve nothing more than corruption and embarrassment by this administration. No, we have to say enough is enough, man. We have to say enough is enough. And Jamaican black people must be, you know, first and foremost citizens of the country. Can't be that them drop down to fourth class citizen. And I'm saying this year, yeah, and I know a lot of Jamaican people might be saying what Melting Potter say. Hey, just looking at the mirror, no, man. You don't know what me I say, man. Just looking at the mirror. Well, look on yourself and you soon yourself at deteriorate and look on the rest of people that come out them fresh. We don't know if Melting Potter said the right thing. Because me look on and see someone and suffer, you know. The few of them wrap themselves in the file of corruption, you know. Them alright, you know. But the massive of my Jamaican people are suffer. When I look down at Petersfield School where they and see the people where I use the shelter and how them look, my heart grieve. I was overcome with emotion. I nearly shed tears to see the condition of my people. You understand? So I know where I say it's fundamental. Yeah, I mean, talk from the grassroots to my people. Oh, Mr. The administration angle them. You understand? Remember, you know, up to water the man starve the people them have, you know. In a tropical country, you know. Water. The man starve the people them and have a Chinaman a carry van load of go up a sniff yard. I talk about them give donation. If Chinaman want to give donation, him give it to the community where them business place, they make us see him a give it out. Him not supposed to cannot go in a politician. When since Chinaman and politician become two peas in a pod, only under this Jamaica Labour Party administration, Chinaman come. But him can't find politician yard. Our kind of, you know, togetherness that we are see. What kind of association where Chinaman as a businessman, yeah, can engage with a politician. That don't look right. That don't look right, you know. So me I say, Mr. Chin, you and your PR stunt where you know, come try to solidify with the Jamaica Labour Party. It never work, you know. Can I say if you did want distributing all Jamaican people, your community where you're shop there now, you issue it out. Or you drive around with the same vehicle And make we see again the people them. Drive through till the goods done. Don't care none going on a politician yard and they chat like you're Jamaican. You're a piece of shit. And you know me I go burn you straight. A nasty snippy. You're a corrupt guy, you know, that need to be investigated, you know. Yeah. Cause you do a lot of things, you know. With the relief, you know. You snippy. You are going with a lot of things with the relief for coming cause you use it for your own political advantage, you know. Like I heard goods them. The goods them was given to Jamaican and it must be shared amongst Jamaican who are in needs. And it must not be a political football or a political platform that it is being utilized through. It must be done on a transparent basis where it is done under a relief program package where the people benefit. Yeah. But my Jamaican people, you know, the time I come up now, you know. Yeah. We don't have to really step out there and be like the national heroes, them, you know. Yeah. The national heroes, them, where we celebrate. Yeah. Because if we not do that, we don't have no emancipation holiday in Jamaica, you know. That are going to replace with the Chinese, them, and for them dragon culture. You understand? So if we remember the word emancipation and the true meaning of emancipation, you must know to have to do something to retrieve the situation that currently exists, where Jamaicans are now being told that they cannot use the beach. They can't have a swim. But an island that been surrounded by the Caribbean Sea, the people them can't learn to swim. Because them not no beach access and them not no river access. Unless them have a chuck off in some crocodile infested water. You understand? But yet still people from all over the world can fly and utilize the same recreational space that my Jamaican people are being denied the privilege of. So we see where the country is going back where and where the people's rights have been trampled upon by this administration. And there must be a solution, yeah, to retrieve and rectify the situation. Because you cannot have criminal politicians, you know, masquerading, you know. Yeah, as real honorable politicians, you know. They are criminal politicians. All of them. That's why them coming to politics with nothing. And them swell to million and billionaires. And in the case of the Holness, super billionaire in a CARICOM. Them swell. But yet still, them did come a crawl upon them knee and I beg the people them for them vote. Yeah, and them support. And where the electorate turn them in a billionaire and super billionaire, all of them wealthy. We look on the Holness, them are not politicians, them are business people. But them are business license. Me don't know. Me ask the question, because I don't know if Andrew and Juliet have no business license. The type of investment where Juliet have carry out, you know. Yeah, Juliet now have them license there. Contractor developer. And that made them talk about her, you know. Developer, you know. When she make recommendation about her 800 million thing up a lease flat, you know. The paper of her as developer. I think she's a politician. I never know she was a developer. But the paper right. Because you see all the development where they were going all across the land, the length and breadth of Jamaica, you know. Where Juliet get them the amount of money from? One project 800 million and she have two more. And them have several more. Where Juliet get all of the money from Jamaican? You know, ask yourself the question. How Juliet become so rich overnight? Short space of time she enter into politics. And we must ask yourself the question. Why Andrew bring him wife into politics in the one of a housewife? You can't such a castle, but you still have your woman at do 9 to 5 or whatever time you not do. The money where you have, she's supposed to be a housewife. But you have her in the politics to coincide with your criminality and to protect you, utilizing her as the speaker of the house. And this is why when Nekeisha Burchell was making a solid point as it relates to certain media house getting privilege, yeah, from the government, you know, so what them do? Them shut her down. And the Speaker of the House couldn't gain back order because she did not want to. Yeah, because they know Nekeisha Mashup was onto something very significant, something that must be highlighted, something that must be stamped out. You cannot have an entity that get 10 write-off but currently owe $1.5 billion but still operating and getting government advertised contract. No way. And I ask Cardell Green, to do something about that, And Cardell Green had not done in kind what I asked him to do. Big Mama license supposed to revoke. You cannot, and then when you look again, you see the corruption. Them say they merged with Revo. But Revo should have buy up the bad debt. Revo no buy no bad debt. But when you look on Revo not a Revo, Revo is a Vivo. Vivo. You understand? Yeah, it's like a celebrated terms. Yeah, where the Spanish them use Viva Ramos. You understand? Yeah. And a Revo, because look, Dushan Chavadia, you see him around Andrew Holness. You know, say, where him a do, Amber Group of Technology does not belongs to Dushan Chavadia, my Jamaica people. It's Andrew Holness have that. Him have NNN as well. Imongla use Big Mama as a joker and Dushan Chibade as a joker and a washer girl. Yeah? And my Jamaican people, the amount of money where Andrew ship out of Jamaica have all over the world, especially down in India. Unbelievable. No joke about it. Unbelievable. And the money to come to Jamaica with the guy ship out. Remember, the money there, all the 3 trillion. Or you think that gone? Because money has swing out of the country by the government. When you have a Dushan Chibadia who is doing money laundering on behalf of the Prime Minister, you see how regular them gone to India, husband and wife? Enough of them currency down the man. Yeah, enough of them convert in a US dollar down there. Yeah, that's why I say them are benefit immensely from the diaspora. Yeah, because all the foreign currency with the diaspora sending, and them utilize them, Yeah, them utilize them. Yeah. And when them utilize them for them own capital gain, because remember, them can't put Jamaican currency nowhere else overseas now, because it can't left airport. So them have to convert to US, pound and Canadian. Yeah. And ship it out of the country. That's why Jamaica, with all the money we are pumping at Jamaica by the diaspora, Jamaica can't rise. Because we are pumping it in and the guy take it out. Him and him friend them. Yeah. I hear my brother talk something today, and when I look through it, and look on it from all angles, my brother 100%. The battering with the PSOJ they take from Andrew, yeah, recklessness of governance, and then now make no money because the guy now create nothing for the private sector. The mafia sell cocaine now. They have to be involved in the cocaine trade because Andrew Holness, But we look on them and know them are garbage, Yeah. When I look on the trade deficit between Jamaica and United States, yeah, I see how much money Jamaica spend in the US economy, but yet still absorb 10% pan tariff. Or if you spend so much money with a guy where you make him give you 10% pan tariff. You know, see how bad governments we have in a Jamaica, man. All the little idiot one with them have said she have Minister of Foreign Affairs and Trade. Yeah, Million Johnson Smith. Chameleon Johnson Smith. Yeah. She not do a Because if Jamaica, my Jamaican people, are trade so much in comparison to US buying from us. We buy so much, about 10 times or 20 times the amount. But yet still we absorb a 10% tariff. Come on. I want to talk about una Trump a friend. Una Trump a use una like toilet paper, man. Una shit. Yeah? There's no way my country can run my country. I may have spent so much in the United States in comparison to where them I spend with me. Him can't give me a 10% tariff. Me a burn my belly and go self-reliance like Michael Manley and like Cuba with Castro. Me not have to buy nothing from him. Me can utilize the market. To hell with him and in 10% tariff. But because we not no leadership, because we leader corrupted, them can't debate. Because remember Trump know everything about the guy saying he's a prime minister, you know. Trump knows him facilitate a lot of, you know, injudicious practice at a prime minister. I'm involved in a mix up in a Ponzi scheme, money laundering, and money at touch all SWIFT system. The man a decline. Hey, you know, Andrew Wicked, Andrew decline 700,528 United States dollars a Jamaican. You have a well-established real estate valuator, value man property up at Beverly Hills as 250 million. And just say no 50 million. Mighty God, my Jamaican people. The man said no, it no value 250 million, it value 54 million in put him in mansion at. Yeah, the man Stonewall alone run past the 50 million. This is how we know this guy is a criminal. And him cannot be trusted and he must not be trusted. It's time him go. The sheriff has told him long time to pack him bag and go, you know. But Andrew continue to dig him heel in and create more problem for himself. Right now him have Pegasus to answer to, you know. Yeah, and Pegasus hurt up them head. So him send out war tank now if you attack the channel. Because Pegasus hurt them, you know, because them never know, so we could uncover Pegasus, you know. I remember say Pegasus designer them and who create Pegasus, you know. Them boast about 30 countries where them meddling at them election affair. And them have a very high successful rate. Their conversion rate is 90%. God, them convert 27 in victory. Only 3 losses. So it's 90% conversion rate them have. And you buy into that. That's why you hear again tie them that talk about him can be prime minister for the next 40 years. Because the whole of them didn't know the secret when him sit down pan. But him lie to international investigation arms. Tell him same now Pegasus in a 2019. Him lie. And him can't say a lie we are tell upon him. Yeah, he was asked specifically if he had Pegasus and him say no. But now Pegasus is up in the arms. Yeah. Pegasus has now becomes the watchdog for the people in Jamaica. So may I ask Digicel and Flow, the 2 tech giant telecom provider in Jamaica, who don't need to protect on customer, who don't owe them that liability. Yeah, to protect the customer right. You know, can't have Andrew a spy on the people like him is an espionage, like him is a Russian spy. Who don't need for hauling this criminal. He's breaching a lot of international laws. And it must be reined in and brought to bear. Yeah, but do Jamaica have a justice system to bring this guy to bear? No. So Jamaican people are have to be one justice provider, you know. Uno now have to move in the direction of pursuing justice. Don't ask it. Go and get it. It is out there. Remember, our African descendants, they fought for justice so that we could have a Jamaica to be proud of, where independence was given to us as a nation, and we should not allow a kleptocratic, pantocratic regime to remove that privilege. We must make sure that we remain an independent and sovereign nation. Yeah, where we not answer to criminal. Yeah, where we not bow to criminal. Where we get rid of criminal and restore law and order. And I yield back the floor to you, my brother.
All right, so people, we're so moving over Pat. One of my artists, I'm an R&B hip-hop artist, just send me a thing. Now I put it out as a 45, but it does to me thing from around things. And Joe, so so much thing we had the one time. want to play this too. And the next thing, me just get something when me just hear say, you see the cocaine when them find up a Landway. You know the big boy, them thing, politician, them mix up and them for them thing in a St. Thomas. So me hear so now, them ask me, for ask the opposition member for national security to ask me a full investigation, can poor people get threatening that them inform and them thing and them are dead. So pure people them are threatening up there now, you know. I say them inform, you know. Pan how much ton of cocaine, but them the 16, around 1600 pound over 1600 pound. You know, remember about the cocaine? Them are threatening people up in a St. Thomas, you know, so them inform, you know. Who run that area there, you know. You understand? And you notice them know who own the farm, you know, the ganja farm. Them know who own it. Yeah? And them know it connected to politicians and connected to big boys and people are connected to judge. And lie and all kind of things, judge. And connect to politicians and feed them cocaine. So Jamaica full of that. Now I do something tomorrow when I talk about by time when I fast, 3 hours when I have cooking, you know. When I talk about, because we want not them with the little ghost thing before me say anything, you know, because I want to play my tune. I forgot to play a tune for you in a part. I have to play that tune. I want to tell me what I want to go, you know. I'm in US. I'm in this and this Holness. I move this. I make on ear. I make on it's an acapella, you know. I show the real artist. No auto tune around here. I'm an artist. It's an American artist. Mr. Melody. Let me just get a one touch off of my thing. Just get it. Just get it. You know, just a direct me thing. So I say me have to play it. Wanna tell me how this sound, yeah? Hear this.
Yeah. This is Mr. Melody representing for the Big Bad Run Things International. We and Lonesome, Mama Angie. We and Lonesome Junior. A sound boy. Off with the heads. Oh, the longest time. Oh, the longest run things kill sound, murder one by one. Can't these run things the real champion? Calling him will find you. Run things will make this remind you that we've been killing for the longest time. Don't it's your dying time tonight. Don't run, don't hide, there's no need to fight. Run things will crush you, don't let's chop, run things will dust you. I saw we do it for the longest time. Oh, the longest time. Oh, the longest sound boy, you won't last very long. Sound test tonight, dead before dawn. Sound boy, you've been running too long. And now the pressure's on, some things come from murder. Don't you ever mention Runting's name? We've killed, crash out, some for lesser things. Wait till we hold you. 6 foot 6 goes in his own. Who tries to test the champion for the longest time? Oh, the longest time. Oh, the longest.
That is a singer. I'm alone that, you know, and I got no group, you know, one man. But Mr. Melody alone that. That's an auto tune, you know, people. That's a call a bad artist. Yeah?
Yeah.
That. You notice me I listen and when me hear real tune, it move me, you know. And you got thing move around here, I tune them, man. Real to music. That's a call real artist. Yeah? You hear them voice there? I'm alone that, you know. I'm alone. Yes. You know, when an artist can carry more arm and them and ad-libs and everything like that.
Man, and him now half key, my wallet.
And I read him that him I use this, so you know.
Capella.
Capella. Mad!
Yeah. Yeah, man.
I'm going to put this now somewhere tune and release it, you know. Release it. I just start to when me done. All right, now go ahead. I see the time run out, you know. Me have to play it because me I tell you now my ears better me have to make on the ear it when me I listen to. Because me notice when I see me I move, you know.
Well, you have no, my brother. You see the way the fire plays for the show, you have to cool down the place with that music like that, you know.
I am for the longest time.
Yeah, man.
But yeah, we want to close off with no. We want to close off with this. Where Julian Robinson there? Julian, where you there? Because we have some ghost people where we are and all kind of little things. We want to wait my right. Saying, and at this, Big Mama them should have run out with, but them never run out with it.
Issue which was flagged represented what I would term, I think you have used the term ghost employees, persons who were being paid but who were not working. How large a problem was that? How many employees, and to what extent financially, what was the size of what was being paid out to people who were not actually working at the university hospital?
I need to be clear that the internal audit did a sample over 3 months. The reason why we asked for the external audit and the terms of reference were given to the management, and in the board minutes there is an approval by the board asking for management to use the terms of reference and to hire somebody to come in, is that the board felt that although the amount was only about, I think, $40 million Jamaican based on the sample, and that the management had taken 4 or 5 people to court for recovery, the concern of the internal audit report, as well as the board, was that this was basically only a sample, and therefore the payroll records had to be reviewed for more than 1 year, 100
people. So up at the university, Tufton put in board and put in a bag of people up there. And they make a sample, just 3 month sample, and more than 40 million. Them I get paid. No, ghost people, them, you know. Them do it when a Richard query down in a St. Mary. When them have ghost people I play, because I talk to people, them listen. Me know who make up the check, me know who do all kind of things down there, so when Richard query did I run that. Yeah? Ghost people are collect money. So Big Mama not see this, you know. He might talk about 10 million, but he not talk about 40 million for 3 month sample.
Yeah.
Money. So if a sample is for 2 years, can you imagine how much money? If a 3 months better, and a
Yeah.
4 that in the 1 year, you know. So if
remember, 160 million a year, so for 2 years at 320 million.
And more, that means that take up most of the money. So we want to forget to the bottom of this. Yes. This is not criminality. You can't say a government of a country, and when you look, people are get paid. You know, them can't find now for recover some money. Ghost people are get paid 40 million for 3 months. Those are the sample them use 3 months. Them are collect money. Eh? Can you imagine now if you check everywhere, that are just one hospital. Can you imagine when you check the whole of them government into the right round, a billion them scheme.
Billions, man. Hundreds of billions. Hundreds of billions.
You may I tell you, man, you're the worst.
Hundreds of billions, my brother.
Yeah. You see me, I say? Yeah, man, we'll do that, man. Me do that. You want a full list? Me do that when me done. See, this a garbage. This a garbage. You understand? A country cannot run like this. And what the guy do face things with people. Remember, you know, let me tell you now again, and I repeat again to Uno. Yeah? When you say me not feel good and me go to hospital. And I can come back and show you, say, well, them rule out everything. Now cancer, not this, not that. I feel luggage from me travel and me coming back. You know, I feel, yes. I mean, I check out, you know, but I can call an ambulance. And I can go to hospital and everything there. No, we don't have no hospital in Jamaica, really. No. We don't have them have no hospital, brother. You understand? You have to have your money for going to the private one day. I want to go overseas. We don't have any money? No. If the government, let me say something to the government, because I want to even to the same people who run up and down and vote. If you shot over 2,000 nurses, over 700 doctors, over that, if you get up and you take money and build 100 hospital and put bed and put equipment in it, yes, it's still not stand a purpose, it's just a building. Without the physician them in the building I work for the people them. Yeah, to cure the cleanness. Them stop, brother. Yeah? Me see I talk about menopause and I go, everything you're going about bowing and sucking. You're in the road. This brother, your earth what people them, the poor and needy. And only if you have sense, because remember, you know, when one of them sick, tough time in near earth, him when we end up in the state. And look about him, there trust the doctor then. Only can't fly, we don't have visa, we don't have money. Never only can even buy a squeeze of toothpaste the way the thing bad. Eh? I want to sit down, you know, so I just scan my phone when I listen to this. I just see some eyeglass I put up about in a camp and who want to run in a September. You see them, when if you just go away, go lace make man, on a eyeglass, man, on a shit. You understand? Who hold government accountable? And you are the worst thing we ever happened to Jamaica. No apology. It's garbage. You understand? We not kick, you know. Me the man of the wilderness, you know. Yeah, we speak truth to power, you know. You understand? And when you earth poor and need your earth we. Because we are real get up. You know, my brother, you are real get up. You know, my brother, them are real get up. Real get up. See? And when we get out, we still feel it for people them. Because I remember not care where you get out, you have mother side and father side, so you must have relative I got through it. And friend and all kind of things. It's bad. But we have criminal government. When you look, within the government and within the peer soldier, them are carrying the cocaine, you know. I'm going to break it down again, phone out. Simple. Them people who can buy a squeeze of toothpaste. They can them have to buy a slice of bread for $30 or $50. Them not have no money, them not have no job. Yeah? Them they never have a good bed. You think them could have fined 80 million US to go pay for a ton of cocaine with them fine? Eh? $12 billion. You think them could have fined it? Me see somebody right from me thing I say if me can invite somebody to come defend, me have to ask what them are gonna defend. Because a man that can't buy a shoes and can't buy food. Well, remember, you know, you can't go down in a South America. Go to Colombia with empty and a man give you how much ton of cocaine. And then, you know, say the president has shoot them out of water now. And desecrate them. So cocaine gone up now. Yeah? It gone up. So you know what's the big boy them because them now send them a pop down. So the best way for them make back money is the cocaine trade. Yeah? And them are bringing the cocaine. I asked DEA and FBI and Canadian Mountie and MI5 and MI6 and all the intelligence agencies in Europe to go down and try to get a raid in a where the Prime Minister live. Yeah, yes, sir. But my grandson of you come try to cool me down, you know. Yesterday foodie. See? Try to go where the Prime Minister. You want food? All right. Yeah, try to go get that thing where the Prime Minister live that the foodie say hello.
No, respect that foodie.
Up Beverly Hills. Try to soon get that foodie. Hold on, find it. Yes, see there. Now find it himself, you know. Yes. Yeah, yeah. Try to go get the where him live. Try to go up where name Narbrook, and try to go up to Terry Gardens. Yeah? If the amount of tonnage, you can find more than 100 tons of coke up there. And illegal firearm and everything up there. And them are the real gangsters in Jamaica. Enough of the boy them from Peer Soldier and them know. Yeah? You notice I know them lock up the people them from the coke port. I know them lock up the people them from the coke port. Why? You tell me why. Yeah? Because so them are grasses. Them not nobody feel like up. Them are this, you know, police go kill people to get to you. Them and them forget wise too. Kill off for no look up it. Them forget wise. You understand? A time for them crosses that go away. Honest, you forgot prison to you, brother. You forgot prison to man. You're evil man. You kill off look to get to you. Them. You forgot prison to brother. Yeah? On the care so evil against get to people. You understand? I will not care. We have speak truth to power. You have a big nasty one when I be here. When you want ag. The last time I come about eat right when I say, yo, let me tell you this again. I don't know what I'm doing. I say, if you say me there east, you stay west with the big dirty thinking self here. Make me I want you. Can you come over here so come put a threat? You not eat. Remember we come from ghetto. You not eat rice when it's hot. I mean I talk to drunk crowd. I couldn't mean I talk to, you know, kind of real life. Him couldn't see me and chat on my face, you know. He couldn't come in my crowd, you know. Him don't know me, you know. You is a piece of shit. In a real life, you couldn't see me and threaten me like that. You are garbage. Tell me, I tell you this. Yeah? And you have some police down there who walk a kill out the youth. Them, no, if I want to, you know, for me, the ear. The same one named Richard Stewart. You are giving the order them to kill out the people them picnic. At time for you go the ear, give a piece of shit. You take out one and take out foul and then put you in there so give a big job. And remember, you know, him and the police neither, you know. Him is a mini and a fan Holness. They one of them green.
He's a murderer. Him a policeman. Him a murderer. Him a piece of shit.
Killing our people in the place. And then shoot them like, hey.
Gunman. A gunman police that. Gunman police. Them the police that we have to highlight. Yeah, with them criminal intention and them criminal mind. Yeah. Reaping. Yeah, and swelling in wealth. You hear me carry out a whole heap of property development apartment. Cause him have a girl in the land department, you know. We are sourcing the land them. Yeah. Oh policeman. Hold on the way. Oh policeman get so rich all of a sudden in Jamaica, a portion of them. Yeah, the corrupt one them. Cause the good police them can't rich, you know. The good police them just have a normal life.
I'm going to tell you something. Police, you were in charge of one of the area them. I not tell you which area, but your name just come up on the radar. I never know say you have so much money. Me say them a promote you. And you in charge of one of the area. And can me call the area, you know, everybody know say you know. But me I hear say you know jobs big time, you know. You saw your face look young and everything. Me say you have big jobs. You have people around you and give me a rundown for you right now. You know? Same police. Say you're extra rich. Be a cocaine. We soon drop that too. Because if you look on you and say, hey, look how you move like you're a Christian. Eh? You say, yeah, people are moving there and moving drugs and things I call their name too. Yeah, you know, you remember say, you know, we have eagle fly everywhere, you know. With the side, I don't know. I call your name. I mean, I say, but look on that. Yeah? The amount of money say, yo, you control this. I mean, I say, eh. And then we go talk to some other people around him too. And we look, it confirm. But you get defeat and one big place you run off to like when you have era. Because them have era from 1 to 1, you know. Hey, listen me. Them when you see about them around era, you have to check them out, you know. Yeah? Some of them in a jugs. We don't talk, brother. Remember go eat some big clear because we kick over around 12 minutes fast. By the time it's so fast and believable. Yeah, but we go eat some big clear. Yeah. That is food. Tell them later. Say bye-bye. Bye-bye. All right. Yeah, man. We're up. Bless up.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man.